Hello, guys. Welcome to the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. I am Ryan Chambers. I am the host of Starcast Remarks here on the Hockey Podcast Network. I typically cover the Dallas Stars, but once a week we also do a general stream of whatever. We talk about just the news of the NHL. But today I have the pleasure of doing a watch-along with you guys with the Dallas Stars and the Ottawa Senators held in Ottawa at Air Canada Centre. So we're gonna have a lot of fun this afternoon. We're expecting a lot of good comments going on, and we're really excited to get this thing going. This is my first solo stream, so hopefully you guys stick around. Make sure that you guys leave any comments that you got. Of course, we'll be talking about the game, but any kind of whatever hockey stuff you want to talk about, we'll talk about it. Just one of the previous streams I did with Neil from Devil State of Mind podcast, and we talked about everything from jerseys, including this one, this ugly little thing, the I guess you could call it the infamous, most amazing thing ever, called the Mooterist jersey. It's one of the most infamous logos in the history of professional sports. It's the ugliest thing ever, but I had to have one. It's part of my jersey collection. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's take a look at this game. So, of course, this is going to be the Stars and the Senators. So I'm going to try and keep this as unbiased as I possibly can. But no promises. I'm sorry if I scream if the Stars score a goal or whatever. But the Senator fans, those of you that are on as well, I hope you guys have fun as well. Let's just talk about a couple of the things surrounding each of the teams that have been going on this season. The Senators are not expected to be a playoff team this season. However, this is just me as a Stars fan looking, because I actually watched quite a bit of the North Division this past season. And in the North Division, the Senators had a terrible start to the year. It seemed like Toronto seemed to have their number every single game. But one of the things that I could take as a positive from the Senators' season last year was the fact that they got better as it went on, and they had a fantastic second half. One of the things I noticed is that a lot of the power rankings that I was either watching or being a part of or reading on anywhere I could find hockey content, the Senators were up in the top 16 by the end of the season. So even though they missed the playoffs last season, they had a lot of good things that they could look back to and good positives from this past season towards the end of the year. Goaltender for them is Matt Murray. Matt Murray did not have a season that probably the Senators wanted from him, and they're looking for a bounce-back year from him. Of course, the most recent news with the Senators is the recent re-signing or extension, I guess, whatever you want to call it, of Brady Tkachuk, who will eventually be their captain, I would imagine. I don't see how they could, maybe Thomas Chabot, maybe, but at the same time, Brady Tkachuk will probably be the next captain of the Ottawa Senators. But I believe he signed a 7-year deal, so he kind of wanted more of a bridge deal, and obviously the Senators wanted to get him signed to a longer-term deal, so he kind of gave up a little bit, a couple of years, and then the Senators also gave up a year as well to kind of find a middle ground. I'm just glad that he got a signing because he's a fantastic player. I mean, the Senators without Brady Tkachuk would really miss him. So one of the things that I'm also looking forward to with this Ottawa team is they're young. So there's a lot, even though they're not expected to make the playoffs this season, that kind of relieves some of the pressure on the Ottawa Senators as well. So I'm really excited to see how they do this season. And then one of the other things I wanted to talk about with the Senators, obviously, is Eugene Melnyk. So everyone was afraid that with Eugene Melnyk and with this team finally getting pushed in the right direction by General Manager Pierre Dorion, that he was going to pull another Eugene Melnyk and not pay the players like they should be paid. And thankfully, that did not happen. He paid Thomas Chabot, he paid Matt Murray, obviously, and then he's also paid Brady Tkachuk now. So it seems like Eugene Melnyk might be turning around the corner, maybe seeing the error of his ways when it came to I believe they went all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals back I believe it was 2016 or 2017. think 2016 might have been the Sharks. 2017 might have been the Ottawa Senators. But either way, after that, it was like 2 years after that, they were like completely irrelevant. So let's hope for the Ottawa Senators that they continue to be getting pushed in the right direction, because it definitely seems to go that way. Let's just take a couple of comments here, a couple from the chat here. Obviously, this is what we put up. Who do you think is winning the game? Obviously, I'm kind of a little biased, so I want the Stars to win. But there's that thing in the back of my head that says, the Stars are going to lose this game, because those of you that did not watch the game last night, the Stars game last night, they sucked. So it was just bad all around for the Stars. So I'm thinking that Senators will win 4-2. That's my prediction for today, and that's coming from a Stars fan. So I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. Josh says, "Go Sens, go." No, Josh, disagree. SodaPod says Steven is a big Senators fan. Of course he is. But I'm hosting it, so we're saying go Stars here. Here's a good question. Was Robertson robbed of the Calder Trophy last season? There's a lot of talk between Robertson and also Kaprizov, and a lot of people say that Jason Robertson of the Dallas Stars was robbed of the Calder Trophy last season. It really just depends on how you look at it. I don't really have an opinion in that. Technically, Kaprizov was a rookie. He was an NHL rookie. He was under the age of 27. I know that he played a lot of professional hockey over in the KHL, but it's still different over there. The ice is different. The type of play is different in Russia. And Kaprizov does a lot of things. He's a lot more flashy than Jason Robertson is, much more so. Jason Robertson is kind of like, oh, he scored a goal. What? And he's very sneakily good. And Kaprizov just has that thing where he just completely changes the dynamic of a team. So Kaprizov, I think, definitely deserved it. Robertson, was he robbed? Maybe, but what made me even more upset was when Mike Modano was a rookie, he was beat out by a 31-year-old rookie, and I believe his name was Sergei Makarov. He was a defenseman, and he came over from the KHL to play in the NHL, and that's when they instituted the rule of you have to be like 25 years or less, or I forget the exact number of what that is, but that's right after Makarov won the Calder Trophy. That's when that rule was instituted by the NHL. So depending on how Stars fans look at it, the Stars have been robbed twice of Rookie of the Years. But really, I don't think he was robbed. Kaprizov deserved it. And again, coming from a biased Stars fan. So have you seen Heatley's Lake he named Eugene Lake? I have not. I have no idea what you're talking about there. I'll have to maybe look that up sometime during the stream while we're watching the game here. Matty D, he said, what's your prediction for tonight? Obviously, I'm going with the Senators 4-2. I don't like it, but I'm just basing it off of the Stars' play last night, and I just don't see how they could be better in a back-to-back. But again, we will see. The Senators are not as good a team as the Bruins are, but the Stars just you can go and listen to my post-game reaction podcast with two of my brothers where we just kind of went over all the things that went wrong in that game. And it's about 40 minutes long, so we ranted for a little while. But, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And, go Stars. We'll see. Josh, Sens will win. I'm going to have to agree with you here. I just don't see how the Stars do it. SodaPod, Stars take it 100%. I love your optimism and your enthusiasm there, but I don't see it. At least not tonight. Let's see. Which Sen worries you the most tonight? Who worries me the most is Matt Murray, because I think he's looking for a bounce back season, and I haven't seen any of the other Senators games recently. So I'm just assuming that he's going to have a bounce back season. I really think he's world class. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's washed up now. The dude's only 27, so it's not like he's old, and he's in the prime of his career right now still. It's just that there's so much expectation on him, and everybody thinks, oh, well, this is Matt Murray because he won 2 cups when he was a rookie and in his second year. So he's the one I'm most worried about. But, I kind of mentioned him already, but the other one I'm most worried about, and he's sneakily good, is Thomas Chabot. Thomas Chabot does not get enough credit for what he does for the Ottawa Senators. He's a great defenseman on both sides of the puck, especially defensively. He reminds me a lot in the fact that he doesn't get a lot of the recognition that he deserves just because he plays in a smaller market. He doesn't play in Toronto or Chicago or anything like that. He kind of reminds me of Jacob Chychrun in Arizona. And Jacob Chychrun in Arizona does not get anywhere close to the recognition that he deserves. I think last season Jacob Chychrun had 17 goals and about 20-something assists, something like that. And as a defenseman in a 56-game season, and I think he even missed a couple games. So him and Chabot both, they don't do enough for that team at all. Or they don't get enough recognition for their team at all. Let's see what else we got going on here. Canadian boy versus Russian pro star. Yeah, I can see where a lot of people would say that with Robertson and Kaprizov, but Jason Robertson, he's a great player. He'll be a great player for the Stars. He won't be available here tonight, I don't believe. He got hurt in a preseason game, and he has not played in the first 2 games of the season so far for the Stars. So we'll see how this lines up for the Stars, but I'm hoping they get different lines because it was not good last night. There was no scoring from the top 6 whatsoever. So Heatley, so this is probably because I didn't know what was going on earlier. Heatley, with all the billions of dollars he stole from the Sens, names his lake in Ottawa after the owner, Eugene. Oh, okay, I get it. That's funny. I had not heard that, but that's interesting. All right, so going on. I got money on it, so they better win. #DraftKings promo code THPN. Yep. I typically try to stay away from betting on Stars games because I get a little bit too what's the correct word? Positive about the Stars a lot, especially recently. But for the Stars, this really is their year. If they don't win it this year, there's either going to be a completely tear down rebuild, or they'll go into some sort of retool where they'll be where they'll tear everything down. Radulov will be gone, Pavelski will be gone, stuff like that. I'm gonna jump to a couple of these because some people are asking some questions on here. Is the game on at 6 or 7? I'm not sure what time zone you're in, Kobeister. I'm not sure if I said that right. But the game is actually starting right this second. So it's 5 Eastern, 4 Central. So it's starting right this moment. And I believe my stream just started. So it's starting right about now. It'll probably get started here in about 10-15 minutes. Can anyone tell me what channel the game is on? Again, I'm not sure where you live, but I believe it's on Bally Sports Southwest, and it's also going to be on ESPN Plus as well. And you can get both the streams from ESPN Plus as well. I totally missed this, and thank you, Josh, for letting me know. I completely forgot, but Gustafsson is actually the one starting tonight. So he said that second. Gustafsson is starting tonight. Murray is not available for tonight's game. Gustafsson got a lot of good reviews last season too. I don't know much about Gustafsson, to be honest with you, but from what I have heard, he had a really decent season last year, and he looks like he may take over the starting net from Matt Murray if he's not careful. Let me look at, let's see. Chabot will be famous once he dominates in the Olympics for Canada. If he doesn't make the Canadian roster, I will be very shocked. I'll just go ahead and say that. I don't know if he would be top 6 or like top 2 pairing defenseman, but that would be cool to see a Petrangelo / Shabbat top pairing. That would be really cool. I would love that. But let me go ahead and get into the Stars a little bit this season too, because I talked a little bit about the Senators while we wait for the game to start. But the Stars last season, and I know a lot about this because obviously I cover the Stars. But last season they were in the bubble playoffs. They went all the way to the Stanley Cup final. It was a bit of a shock and a bit of surprise to the entire NHL, including myself. And I was not. What's the best word to say? I was not surprised for them to miss the playoffs last season, and it was mostly just because of the amount of injuries that the Stars were suffering throughout the year. I mean, they lost Seguin for all but 3 games. Seguin played 3 games toward the end of the year, and then when the Stars were officially eliminated from the playoffs, that's when Seguin was completely pulled. He's like, you know what? No, we're just going to keep you out and get you healthy for next season. Same thing with Radulov. Radulov, when he was in, he was a point-per-game player. He only played, I think it was 11 games total. And obviously, and then the big one was Ben Bishop. And the Stars rely on goaltending so much. And when you don't have your 6'5" giant goaltender, that really hurts your team. And with those 3 guys, they were basically out the whole season, pretty much, all 3 of them. And then the biggest one that was a real hurt for the Stars, because he was in and out, was Rope Hintz. And for those of you that don't know Rope Hintz, he was a second-round pick, and he was about a point-per-game player. And if there's anybody on the Stars that you could possibly see being an elite goal scorer, because the Stars don't really have like an elite goal scorer right now. Even Seguin has not been that kind of guy for the past couple of seasons. It's Rope Hintz. Rope Hintz is our best chance of like a guy that could go on a tear, like 80, 90-point season. He had a really rough game last night. He was personally responsible for the 2 goals that they scored minus the empty netter. So I'm hoping that he has a bounce-back game tonight. He normally does. He normally plays a lot better. But we'll have to see how Rope Hintz does on all of this stuff tonight. And obviously, with the Stars, they had a bunch of big signings, unexpected signings that I don't think anybody was expecting. But there's obviously the signing of Braden Holtby. Braden Holtby just came out of nowhere. I was shocked when he was signed. I was just like, what are we doing? Because we had Jay Gottinger, who is our quote-unquote goalie of the future. He's 22 years old. He did a great job last season as you couldn't even call him the backup. He was the better goaltender through the season. And the thing that has a lot of Stars fans frustrated is the fact that he is in the AHL right now. No joke. He had the better stats than Hudobin, but he's in the AHL just because we signed Holtby. So we've got Holtby, we've got Hudobin. I believe Hudobin is starting in net tonight for the Stars. So we'll see how the goaltending situation with the Dallas Stars kind of goes off throughout the season. But one of the things I'm kind of expecting from the Stars is, low-scoring games. And that's just been their mantra from, ever since they were first in the West, which was under Lindy Ruff. They've been a completely different team defensively. I think Jim Nill learned, the GM of the Dallas Stars, Jim Nill. I think he learned after that, those kind of offensive weaponed teams don't really go deep in the playoffs. And that's unfortunate because that team was really good, but we just had no defense, no team defense either. So I'm hoping, so he completely changed his mindset, and now this team is built for the playoffs. It's completely 100% built for the playoffs. So I don't expect the Stars to finish, I've seen everything from 2nd to 6th. This is something I talked about on one of the last Hockey Podcast Network streams that I did. But, I said 2nd, but more realistically, I would probably see them 4th or 5th. Even with them getting 5th, I expect them to get into the playoffs. I just don't see how 4 teams from the Pacific get into the playoffs. I think it'll be 5 from the Central, 3 from the Pacific. And with the Stars, it just seems like if they get into the playoffs, that everybody better watch out. They're not even as a wild card team. That's not a team that you want to play in the playoffs. So we will see how the Stars and the Sens do tonight. But I'm really excited to see the Senators. I really am. If there was another team that I would like to see make the next step in their progression, it would be the Senators, because the Senators have had a lot of hard years the past couple of seasons. And maybe that's just because I understand what that feeling is like as a Dallas Stars fan. For the longest time, the Stars had Tom Hicks was the owner of the Dallas Stars, and for a very long time. And then he went bankrupt, and it really kind of screwed over the Rangers in the MLB, the Texas Rangers, and then the Dallas Stars, because he was a majority owner of both. And when he went bankrupt, someone, I think it was a couple of banks, bought on to the Dallas Stars, and they kept the salary cap low, and the Stars were not really competitive. The only good season I think we had was 2008 when we went to the Western Conference Final, and I'll remember that for the rest of my life. But anyway, with the Sens, they've gone through a lot of turmoil over the past couple of seasons, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the Senators kind of push forward again and get past this whole Erik Karlsson thing. And, speaking of Erik Karlsson, maybe it is a good thing that Eugene Melnyk did not sign Erik Karlsson, because Erik Karlsson, I'm sorry, for the money that he makes in San Jose, he's not worth it. And y'all can agree or disagree with me with that in the comments, but he's really not worth it. And if anything, I think that's why when they made the signing, I forgot who the GM is in San Jose, but when they made the signing, they're like, this is the guy that's going to put us over the top. And if anything, that actually did the exact opposite. It kind of made them tank after that. So anyways, the game has started. It looks like that I am correct. Hudobin is in net. His career versus Ottawa, according to the stream, he's 8-0-2 with a .935, .217 goals against average. So that's some good stats. And then Gustafsson is starting. Last season he was 5-1-2, .933, and 2.16 goals against average. So like I said, and like I had heard, there's a lot of good stats from him last season. But anyways, so Ben scares me. He used to have this thing that we used to call Beast Mode Ben, and we really haven't seen that in quite a while, honestly. But I was really hoping for a bounce-back season from here, and I was hoping he would be projected as the third-line center for the Stars, and the Stars would have three really good scoring lines, but that hasn't happened, especially with the injury to Jason Robertson. They've had to really kind of shuffle the lines around a little bit. And, you still see him throw in big hits like that and stuff, but there used to be a point to where he would just take the puck, go to the other end, and you just knew that it was going to go in the back of the net, no matter what. And he hasn't really done that in the past couple of seasons. He's still a good player. I love him to death. I hope he stays a Dallas Star for the rest of his career. But I'm really worried that we've seen the best of Jamie Benn. He is 32, so I really think that's we're not going to see the offensive numbers that he put up when he was 25, 26, 27. Him and Sagan both. My gosh, those were the years. And again, those were the years that we were not really super competitive. And that's what the year that we had a great offense and we were outscoring everybody but no defense. So Josh says he's been a little slow and I'm worried he's going to come alive tonight. I've been saying that and hoping that for almost 2.5 years now. So we'll see. But he could. And especially after last game, I hope that he comes out and he makes it good. Oh, speaking of Jamie Benn, look at this. There's a fight going on at center ice right now. It's got Jamie Benn and number 3, it looks like Brown. I don't know his first name. They got like all the Browns on the Senators, like for real. So that's a good way to and you know what? Maybe that's what we need from Jamie Benn starting off the game. Look at he's sitting there smirking at the other guy. I love Jamie Benn. Big right. Oh, Brown's getting the best of Ben right now. There's a couple good shots from Ben. Couple good shots from Brown too. This is a they're done. That was a good fight. Very good fight, and a good way to start a game for the Stars, who really need a bit of energy into their lineup, because especially after last game, I think that's a hint to his team, is like, come on guys, let's go. But so let me get to a couple more of these comments over here before I forget them, because Ben's a GOAT. He is a GOAT. Maybe not so much anymore, but he definitely will be a GOAT for the Dallas Stars later on. Who is more of a bust upon signing the big deal, Doughty or Carlson? It really depends on who you ask. If you ask right now, I would say Carlson, because Doughty still plays pretty well for the Los Angeles Kings, and I think the Los Angeles Kings are on the turnaround as well. So I'm expecting to. I even think I put Los Angeles as third in the Pacific Division. So we'll see. Doug Wilson, yes, Doug Wilson is the GM of the San Jose Sharks, and no, Ryan, in the first season of the acquisition, he played phenomenal. Yes, that is correct. So I did miss that. Just recently, especially the past couple seasons, he's not played super well. Shout out to the Ben brothers, Vancouver Island represent. Yep, I loved it when they played together in Dallas. It was so much fun, and especially when after Jordy Ben went from the Dallas Stars to Vancouver, there was one instance where they got into a little bit of a fracas, I guess you could call it. It wasn't necessarily a fight. They were just kind of pushing and shoving, and just the smile on both of their faces was so awesome. Ben was so good back in the day, but he's been really good lately. I'm not so sure. I agree with you that he's been really good. He's been good. I would like to see more offense from him. And he was good enough back in the day to make the Team Canada back the last time the NHL went to the Olympics. So he definitely was back in the day. Well, he will. He's already said he's retiring in Dallas, and I hope that's correct. But sometimes GMs have different ideas, especially if they're looking to go in a different direction. Same with Pavs. That's why Pavs came here. I completely agree with you there, Caleb, as well, 100%. Attaboy Jamie, I'm sure that was towards the fight. Yep. Love hockey fights. Yep. I mean, there's so many hockey fights. One of my favorite fights, I don't even remember who the other player was, but it was a Dallas Stars player. It was Steve Downey back in the day, and they were playing the Carolina Hurricanes, and they were just, kind of sizing each other up. The Carolina Hurricanes player kind of missed. Everybody say hi to Sam. This is my son, Sam. He's just kind of coming up to say hi. Hey, bud. Anyways, Steve Downey took one punch and knocked him to the ground. So that was one of my favorite hockey fights of all time. Ben and Brown take a break, and that's a win for the Sens. Yeah, I agree. If you're the Ottawa Senators, that's definitely one player that you would love to see off the ice for a little while. And I missed this as I was talking, but Hudobin looks like he basically saved a goal. Very close. It looked like it got just in front of the red line. And already the Stars are not looking too great with their stuff. Caleb, I've been watching him since he was drafted in 2007. Yep, I love the guy. I just wish I could see more offensive numbers from him, especially if we're relying on him. And I mean, he makes $9.5 million against the cap. So when a guy makes that much money, I would hope and expect that he, makes more money, or gives more points. Excuse me. Love the man, always the GOAT, but I understand what you mean. But he can still do well. It's just hard aging. Yes, and then there's other players like Yarmer Yager. Oh, the Stars! It looks like the Stars just scored. I totally missed that again. I'm gonna have to watch the replay. I'm too busy watching the comments, making sure I get all of y'all's comments. But it looks like it's let's see. It goes from Radulov up to the point. Goes back behind. It looks like it's going to be centered in front. And boom. Yeah, that was not good defense by the Sens. Just left him wide open. So, completely. And the other thing, it's great that Raffle scored, who is the guy who made the goal for the Stars. But again, it's a guy that we shouldn't be relying on scoring goals. The guys that should be scoring the goals is Radulov, Sagan, Ben, Garionov, Hintz, and I guess to some aspects our new rookie Peterson, but still, those other guys are the ones that should be scoring the goals, not Michael Raffle. And that's another guy that I didn't mention as an off-season signing for the Dallas Stars. It's a very underrated signing for the Stars, in my opinion. That guy could play up and down the lineup. He could play, second line minutes if you're in a pinch or whatever. But he's also a bottom six. Oh, dadgummit. Of course I say that. What a shot. Wow. Paul with the goal on for the Senators against Anton Khudobin. That's a funky angle, but what a shot. I got to get another look at this. Yep, just board play and the Stars not winning the puck battles. Goes up to the point. Goes to the side right there. What a backhand shot. That's a beautiful shot. Yeah, Dobby was just not watching his post, and it got blocked in front, so that obviously didn't help either. But, again, beautiful backhand shot by Nicholas Paul, who I believe was actually a Dallas Stars draft pick and came to the Senators in the trade for Jason Spezza, who is now with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And it looks like there's a 2-on-1 developing. Nope, Stars and Esa Lindell kind of sniff that out, and it goes the opposite direction. But anyways, Raffle, it has been a very good signing for the Stars so far, and in the first 3 games, I've loved his play. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, the signing of Raffle has been really good for the Stars. VIP Sports Talk, how are we feeling, Josh? And then he immediately tracks his last comment. So yeah, it's going good. It's been a decent game so far. I just wish the Stars would the guys that we expect to score get the goals, not like our bottom 6 players. So I have not looked at the lineup for the Stars for this game, but I would expect that there was a lot of line juggling for Rick Bowness and his crew. So maybe we can take a look at that during the first intermission or something. But anyways, right now it is currently 1-1. The shot clock reads 3-1 in favor of the Ottawa Senators. There's about a little bit over 13 minutes to go in the first period. It's been an overall decent game so far, but the shot by Paul, that was a great backhand, and got it up and cookie jarred it. Anyways, let's get back to some of the comments here. That was a beauty. I completely agree with that as well, Josh. Josh also says Brown and Paul connection comes good again. I'm assuming that's a connection that always seems to happen and goes on pretty regularly. So, yeah, a very good connection there. And I would say a little bit of luck, maybe a little bit, maybe that's just me as a biased Stars fan, it getting blocked in the front. But again, it was a good shot, and I don't think Khudobin had any chance on that shot at all. Caleb says, but I do agree with you on that 100% Ben. On that 100%, Ben has not put up the numbers, but he's still a great aggressive player who does great hits. But I fully agree with you on Ben, but I wish that he was old Jamie. Exactly. If the Stars had old Jamie back, this Stars team would look a lot different, in my opinion. And he would be our quote-unquote elite superstar. Oh, little scrum in front of the net. It's kind of dusted away by the Stars. Sens are in the offensive zone right now. Yeah, and it looks like they've relieved the pressure a little bit. But back to Jamie Benn. Yeah, he would be our quote-unquote elite player if he was back to old Jamie Benn. But he hasn't been that way for a while now. And like I said, Hintz is, for the Stars, Hintz is the most likely one to be the quote-unquote elite player for the Dallas Stars, the Connor McDavid for the Dallas Stars. And I really think that's something that the Stars don't have. And while I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of parallels for the Stars compared to the New York Islanders. There are a lot of parallels between the two teams. I would love to see a series between the two, but unfortunately, the only way that would happen is in the Stanley Cup Finals. But as we go to break, let me go ahead and talk a little bit about that comparison a little bit. When you look at the New York Islanders and Dallas Stars, both teams don't have incredible goaltending at this stage. Like Sorokin and Varlamov are both great goaltenders. I could probably say the same with the Stars with Hudobin and Holtby. They're both good goaltenders, but again, they're not like top of the line. They're not Vasilevsky. They're not those Hellebucks. Not those kind of goaltenders. But the reason why both of those teams can use those goaltenders and get away with it is because of how they play the game. They play a very defensive structured game. But the difference between the Stars and the New York Islanders is that consistently the New York Islanders are getting goal scoring from their top six players. So, they're Matthew Barzals, they're Anders Lee, even though he was hurt for a while. They've been getting consistent goal scoring from him. And all the names of the New York Islanders players kind of just jumped out of my head for a bit. But that's something that the Stars don't get consistently, and the New York Islanders do. So that's the frustrating thing for me, and the thing I've talked about for months now. During the offseason, one of the biggest things that I talked about was the identity of the third line for the Stars needs to change. And our third line last year for the Stars was Radek Faksa, it was Blake Como, and it was Andrew Cogliano. Andrew Cogliano is no longer there, so and Como was hurt currently, so it's just Faksa. But Faksa is currently on the third line just because of all the injuries that we have. But the third line for me, and I've actually got my depth chart here that I came up with myself. I had been in the center, playing center with Kiviranta Garyanov. And that third line has some scoring potential. And that was something I argued for months that the Stars needed to change. Is they need to have a better stretched out scoring depth between the top three lines. And we didn't have that at all last season with just, I think the only guys that really scored consistently for the Stars were the three guys they threw on a line together, and they did really well, which was Pavelski, Hintz, and Robertson. And again, like I said, Hintz was not in the lineup every night. He was in and out because of a nagging injury. So it just wasn't there, unfortunately. Oh, come on. That was not, whatever was that? Yeah, that was not icing whatsoever. Sorry, that's my biased Stars fan coming out in me. Anyways, dadgummit, I lost my train of thought. But going back to the identity of the third line, that identity of the third line for the Stars really needs to change. And I'm hoping when we get some of these guys back, like especially Robertson, I think once Robertson gets back, that can kind of allow Jamie Benn to have a de-elevated role, if that makes sense, with him as the third line center. But he wouldn't be playing like a defensive role all the time. He would just be another line that could possibly score goals, and that's something that this Dallas Stars team has desperately needed for years. And I mean, we've always been top five in defense for quite a number of years now, but we've always been 20th or below in the league when it comes to scoring. And here's another thing that I got frustrated at last night, and while I'm seeing it, the Stars turned the puck over so many times in the defensive zone last game, and it looks like they're continuing that trend in today's game. And the Senators are taking advantage of that. So we'll see. We'll see how the rest of this game goes. But let me go back to some of these comments because I've kind of ignored them for a little bit. We would be an elite Stanley Cup threat like the Lightning. I agree with you, 100%. And Christian, who is my brother, he's the co-host of our podcast. He's not able to be on here today, but he's the co-host of Starcast Remarks. He completely agrees with you on that. But one of the great things about the Dallas Stars team is that they've got potential, but there's just too many questions. Oh, bad turnover by the Sens in the offensive zone. And coming from the high slot, they get a shot on. There's some pressure from the Stars. And good block by the Sens, good team defense, and they get it out. So, I mean, it's not like either team hasn't had their opportunities. They just haven't taken advantage of them all the time here. Well, let me get to a couple more things. Caleb, you're a beauty. Thanks for joining in the stream. Yeah, no, seriously, Caleb. I keep the comments coming, guys. That gives me more things to talk about, and it also gets you guys more involved as well. And we love to see that. We want more interaction on this channel, and that kind of keeps the channel going, and it makes my job a little bit easier too, talking about some of the comments that y'all come up with. And guys, it didn't just have to be about the Dallas Stars or the Ottawa Senators. It could be about anything. Later on, I was hoping to talk about just some of the other things that have been going on, especially like the new USA TV package deal with ESPN getting package A and TNT getting package B, and maybe talking a little bit about how they've done so far. I've loved the ESPN coverage; it's so much better than the Bally Sports coverage. I'll just go ahead and say it while I'm thinking about it, but and I guess the Avalanche fans can kind of understand my frustration with this, but Bally Sports Southwest used to be Fox Sports Southwest, and they are currently owned by Sinclair. And Sinclair is a media rights group. But Sinclair, the only place it seems like you can find Bally Sports Southwest, the only company that has it is DirecTV. So it's been really frustrating, and I'm paying an arm and a leg in order to watch a Stars game. And it's just frustrating that the only place that I can find it, Bally Sports Southwest, is with DirecTV. And, the other thing that's frustrating about this is that, Altitude had the same issue with Avalanche fans several, I think it's still going on, actually. And they didn't have very good relationships with the stations. So, and when you don't have the availability of the product out there, like whether it be the Stars, the Avalanche, whoever else is having issues with Bally Sports, then that kind of leads fans to do things that the NHL doesn't want to see, and I'm not going to go into depth on that, but you can use your imagination on that. But it kind of forces fans to do things that they don't want to see. So. Hopefully, the Stars and Bally Sports Southwest can kind of get this figured out, and it also hurts the product because more fans watch on TV than are in the arenas. So they really need to figure this out. One of the other things I'm frustrated about with Bally Sports Southwest, and this is kind of more petty than realistic or it mattering all that much, is they put their score line on the bottom of the screen. And so, like, they've got, they've got the goals, the shots, they've got the time clock on the bottom as well. And then they've got their little scrolling thing, kind of like how ESPN does it. Theirs is vertical, not horizontal like ESPN does. But what I love about ESPN is they put it in the top left corner, and it stays there so you can see the bottom of the screen. There might be something on the bottom of the screen that I'm missing because the Bally Sports Southwest thing is on the bottom down there. So that's just something that I get frustrated with Bally Sports Southwest. And maybe they'll change that. Maybe they'll listen to fans. And it's not just like it's Dallas Stars fans. It's anybody that has Bally Sports not Bally Sports Southwest, but Bally Sports as their coverage. It's just frustrating to see it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it on the bottom. And a lot of people kind of mentioned this on Twitter yesterday that the music choices for Bally Sports Southwest is a little weird. So maybe they'll listen to Stars fans and get that fixed up. But anyway, just a quick update on the game. It is exactly 7 minutes remaining to go in the game. And once again, the Stars are getting completely outshot like they did yesterday. Shots are currently 8-2 in favor of the Ottawa Senators, but it is 1-1. So again, the Stars are playing good team defense and stuff like that, but, oh, really? You're going to call that a penalty? Looks like that Ottawa will be going to the box for tripping, and it's number 12, and again, I don't know the players as well on the Sens as well, but it's Pinto, I believe, is how you say his name. If not, just let me know in the comments, and I'll fix the pronunciation. But Sens had a good, decent chance, and then it looks like they went to go the other way, and nope. See, I don't know if that's a penalty or not. Yeah, he got the stick in the skates, but there's just been a lot of questionable calls the past 2 games that I've watched with the Stars. And this one is, it's an easy one to call, but I don't know if I would call that tripping. Nonetheless, the Stars go on the power play. The power play for the Stars went 0 for 6 last night and did not look good going on. So we'll see if the Stars have some sort of rebound from yesterday's game. But I would not be surprised if there was no rebound. But anyways, Stars are out of the zone, coming back into the zone. Heiskanen going deep and jumps over Gary on a stick. And for the Stars, for one thing about the Stars is that they had a good penalty kill yesterday, but again, there's no scoring, and they had 6 opportunities on the power play and didn't finish it. And they just can never seem to get set up in the offensive zone when they have the puck. And that continues on the first power play they have here today. So hopefully that gets fixed here. Let's talk a little bit more. Let's take a look, couple more comments. Brown is scoring next. I'm calling it. Which one? So, yep, I might agree with you there, JJD. Really, I thought I might have been bugging you guys. No, absolutely not. No, we thank you for the comments, Caleb. Keep them coming, man. I hope Seguin will start producing. Yes, that's another guy that I really hope will start producing for the Stars. And it's another guy on the Stars that, used to put up, 70, 80 points a season. And then we changed the identity of the team. And now those points have definitely dropped. And that's obviously affected not just Ben, but Tyler Seguin as well. So, again, I hope he starts producing. And he produced in the 3 games that he played last season, so maybe he'll continue to go on. Later on, he's going to play more Billy Joel, too. I forgot about that, man. The last stream with Neil, I tried to play Billy Joel, and for some reason, y'all couldn't hear it. So I'm going to have to see if we can get it going, and maybe I can play some Piano Man or something like that in the piano in the background over here. It's horribly out of tune, but who cares? Caleb, I can't watch the game because stupid roommates have been hogging the TV the last 2 days straight. Hasn't got off. Tell him to get off. Kick him off. Stars are more important, right? Yep. But yeah, it looks like we're going to break here for this game for a little bit. Just a quick commercial break. Caleb, man, you keep him coming, man. Keep him coming. Also, were you watching the Stars when we had Brendan Morrow, Madonna, Ribeiro? Yeah, of course I did. And that was back in the day when the Stars were actually good at shootouts and overtime. And that is obviously not the case anymore. And that was the era of Marty Turco, Jussi Jokinen, Ribeiro, Morrow, Miettinen. And that was around the time the Stars went to the Western Conference Final in 2008, and that was a great team. And so I hope that we see more of that from this team as well. But again, we'll see. It's totally up in the air with this team. I'm just trying to be more optimistic about this team than probably the rest of hockey media is. I'm very optimistic about how this team does this season. But one of the other things I wanted to talk about real quick while we're on a quick break is just the ability of the Stars to actually score goals again, and they're just not getting any sort of goals at all, period. And we got to get goal scoring going. And one of the players that I'm hoping to look forward to, we've talked about Ben, we've talked about Seguin, we've kind of talked a little bit about maybe sort of kind of about Hintz, but not as much as the other two. But we really need goals from Denis Gurianov. Denis Gurianov had his sophomore season last year, and he really struggled last season. And in the bubble playoffs, he was absolutely excellent in 2020, and was one of the reasons why we went so deep, was because we had great goal scoring from him. But we haven't seen it yet. Looks like a shot from the point from Mira Heiskanen, and great save by Gustafsson. So, anyways, since he went ahead and made the shot, one of the things I haven't talked about is the decor for the Dallas Stars. Mira Heiskanen, just like Brady Tkachuk, signed a contract this offseason. And, Brady missed the first game of the season because of contract, but he signed an 8-year extension, and it was about 8.5, maybe like 8.2, 8.3. I forgot the exact number. But Mira Heiskanen is, again, just like Brady Tkachuk, I think is the future captain of the Dallas Stars. And he's played really well to start the season. He had a little bit of a hiccup the first game, but he kind of made up for it with his offense. He had a goal and assist in the first game. And he's a guy that we really need some offense from. And that's one thing the Stars really rely on, is goal scoring from their defensemen. Ooh. That almost looked like it caught Turris up in the head. So a shot from his own player kind of goes up high, and it looks like it might have caught him in the head. We'll see. We'll probably see a replay here in a second, but that was a very dangerous looking shot. As soon as the puck went out, Norris got hit, and for the Senators, that's one guy that you don't want to see. Not quite. It looks like it was in the shoulder. It still didn't feel good, but so it's a Zaitsev shot. It was maybe it was more towards the ear / shoulder kind of thing. It's hard to tell from that angle, but that's one guy, if you're a Senators fan, that you don't want to see get hurt. Josh Norris. He was another guy that played really well for them last season. So, let me see. Caleb, you're saying you drinking the right stuff. Yes, I agree. I've got a cherry Dr. Pepper. For those of you who are not Southern, that is the correct drink to drink when you're down in the South, is Dr. Pepper. But it's definitely Dr. Pepper down here in the South. So so while I'm talking about Gurianov, Gurianov is up there in the front. I really need to see more offense. Honestly, and they're showing a replay of the deflection by Tierney up in front of Hudobin. If Hudobin had not gotten a blocker on that, I think that might have even gone in. So just getting a piece of it kept it out of the net. So just a quick update on where I am in the stream right now. I've got about 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the second period, and it's still tied 1-1, and the Ottawa Senators are still good defense, and the Stars fan in me is screaming, "Ugh, dang it!" But anyways, very good defense from the Ottawa Senators there. Let me see. Dr. Pepper is so good, but my favorite total is Pepsi. I don't mind Pepsi. Pepsi's okay. I'd actually rather drink Coke before I drank Pepsi. But anyways, I don't even think Dr. Pepper is legal in Canada from VI Sports Talk. I don't. Why is that the case? Why would it not be legal? Is it just because it's got too much sugar, too much caffeine? I don't know. Let me know. And then Canada Dry for me. I don't mind ginger ale, actually. I used to not be a big fan of ginger ale, but over the past couple of years, it's kind of grown on me a little bit. So I'm not a big clear soda drinker. I'm more of a dark, if that makes any sense, a dark soda drinker. Like, the Dr. Peppers, the Cokes, the Pepsis, that sort of kind of stuff. But whatever. And all right, so VI Sports Talk, he says, I don't know, we have funny rules, haha. Well, I don't know, man. One of the weird things actually that I've been to London 3 times, and as in London, England, and one of the weirdest things over there is how saturated everything was, and how sugary the Dr. Pepper over in London was. It was very different than the Dr. Pepper here in the States. But it was very sugary, and it was way more than I was expecting. So, however, and the thing over in London as well is that everything has to be 0, right? So, like, there's like a Sprite 0, and if you get a regular soda, there's actually a tax on a regular soda. So if you get like a regular Sprite or a regular Coke instead of like a Coke Zero or a Coke, there's so many different Cokes now. There's like orange vanilla and all that stuff. Anyways, if you don't get a Coke Zero, then really that out. Sarah, welcome to the stream. Thank you for commenting. I want Dallas to win. They better go Dallas. I'm right there with you. I don't just cover the team. I'm a huge Dallas Stars fan as well. So, we'll see how they do. You haven't really missed much, but if I had to put who won the first period, I would definitely say that Ottawa so far has won the first period. They've had better chances. But currently, with 47 seconds left to go in the first period, the Stars are on the power play. They got there was a hooking call against the Ottawa Senators. So Sagan's in to take the face-off, goes back to the point, and we'll see how the Stars do on this power play. I'm not expecting much, but this booster and a motivational booster for the Stars to go up 2-1 in the but again in their own defensive zone. I hate drop passes, by the way. That's one of my, and every team does it now, and I absolutely hate it. And again, the Stars just cannot get into the offensive zone on the power play, and it's extremely frustrating. They just won't carry it into the zone, and it's been more effective. Good play by the Stars, but unfortunately, that's going to be the end of the first period. The Stars had that one chance, but again, they're just not getting into the zone effectively or enough. And Sagan with the chance in front of Gustafsson, and just nothing there. So a decent first period if you're looking on both sides. But it was fun to watch. But I'm hoping that this game ramps up physically going forward. So we'll see. Let me go ahead and take some of y'all's comments before I go to break here. Caleb says alcoholic ginger ale beer. Yes, I've only tried it once, and I honestly was not a big fan of it. So, and that's just me. I don't know what to expect, but that's just me. Or just ginger beer. Now, ginger beer I do like. Alcoholic ginger, or just ginger beer. I don't know. It really just depends for me. JJD TV, big kill Ottawa, come on. Yes, they really need to kill this off, and the Stars have a little bit of power play time going into the second period. Great save. I'm sure JJ, you're talking about that save that Gustafsson had on Sagan there at the end of the period. It definitely was, and the hype around Gustafsson is real. From what I've seen just watching in the first period, it was really good. So as a Stars fan, I hope that doesn't continue, but maybe it will. We'll see. Corey Fleetwood says, "What's up, Ryan?" Hey, Corey, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. And then VI Sports Talk says, "Welcome to the stream, Benders." Yep, agreed. It's good to see you guys joining the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are going to take a quick break and we're going to play a little of a DraftKings ad for you because these guys do awesome stuff for us here at the Hockey Podcast Network. They allow us to do the things that we do, and we really appreciate their support. So we're going to give them a little bit of time here. We'll be back in roughly 15-20 seconds. Told you to be quick, and we're back just like that. Thank you guys once again for tuning into the stream today. Make sure that you guys leave a like and a subscribe. We'd really appreciate it, and that helps us kind of grow our channel and get this thing going. We just recently started up this channel, so we're trying to get it going. We really appreciate it if you guys would click like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any kind of hockey content. And at the Hockey Podcast Network, we cover pretty much anything that you can think of that goes with hockey. We've got it here on this network. So make sure that you do that, and there will be plenty more watch-alongs, as well as prediction videos, 5 takeaways, all sorts of things, and lots of things that you don't want to miss. So please make sure, once again, that you click like and subscribe on that, and once again, we'd really appreciate it. Some takeaways from me from the first period. If I am the Senators, I really like the play of Gustafsson. So Gustafsson played excellent in that first period, and if you're Ottawa, you just want to see that continue, right? Especially with Matt Murray. Matt Murray hasn't been very good for the Senators so far. I think eventually he will be able to turn that around. And then that just leaves a two-headed monster in goal for Ottawa. So that's one thing you want to keep going. Nicholas Paul has been a guy that ever since he was traded from the Stars to the Ottawa Senators, I've been really impressed with his play. And I'm not just talking about offensively, because he's not like a 30-goal scorer or any kind of guy like that, but he's just very good at what he does, and anything that he's asked to do, he seems to do really well. And then I guess my third takeaway, if you're a Senators fan, is you just want to see them stay out of the box, because yes, the Stars have been struggling on the power play, but eventually, if you keep taking penalties like this, the Stars will play. So that's kind of my takeaways for Ottawa for the first period. For the Stars, it's kind of hard for me to say, because I'm glad that we got the goal, and I mentioned this earlier in the stream as well. I'm glad that we got the goal from Raffle, and this is the first one. I'm glad we got the goal from Raffle, but you would like to see a little bit more goals and assists and points from the guys that get paid to score goals, assists, and points. And the guys for the Stars right now that are scoring are not the ones that we would expect to score goals. So, for example, the only goal that we had against the Bruins last game was Luke Glendening, former Detroit Red Wing, who is great at the faceoff, and he's not a goal scorer. That's not what he's known for. He's known for his faceoff prowess. Bothering me. The second takeaway for me, if I'm a Dallas Stars fan, which I am, is the fact that the shots on goal, just take the dang shot, man. I don't know if we need more attempts or if we just need better attempts, but this goes back to the game yesterday in the first period. The Stars were outshot 17-4 in the first period against the Bruins. And that was a really good team, a team that's still probably considered a Stanley Cup contender, despite them having a bunch of older players. Marchand looked fantastic last game, by the way. But here in the first period against the Senators, who are, I would consider the Senators below the Stars, team wise. I don't think the Senators are as good as the Stars. And maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But they're still getting outshot. They're getting outshot 10-4 in the first period. So that's my second takeaway for the Dallas Stars. And then my third takeaway for the Dallas Stars right now is the fact that they keep turning the puck over in the defensive zone, and they just can't do that. They can't do that because, that's the easiest way to give up goals in this league, and that's how a good chunk of goals in the NHL nowadays are scored is off of turnovers and off of broken plays and stuff like that. And that's specifically talking just the defensive side of the game for the Dallas Stars. The offensive side of the game, we're turning the puck over, and we're not winning any of the puck battles down low. So, you can't really call puck battles turnovers per se, but the Stars are just not winning any of the puck battles right now. And it's, as a Stars fan, it's just extremely frustrating to watch. So we'll see which team capitalizes on any of those things that I talked about going here into the second period. One thing I did want to talk about, and this is just something recently that I kind of picked up. I have not been a really big jersey collector, and I just recently started collecting some jerseys. And I'm starting with the Stars, and I'm going to kind of work my way up once I got most of the Stars jerseys. But I'd like to show you guys, if you don't mind, because I'm actually really proud of some of these jerseys, because let me just say it, I spent hours and hours trying to find good deals for some of these jerseys. Obviously, for those of you that don't know what this is, this right here is the nickname for this jersey is the Mooterus. This jersey was kind of worn back in the early 2000s, and as soon as it came out, it was an immediate failure. Obviously, by the name, you can guess kind of what it looks like, and it's just a joke ever since it's come out in the league, and it's the absolute joke of all professional sports, not just the NHL, but all professional sports. In any sport you name, this is the worst logo of all time. So obviously I had to have it. So I spent a good year trying to find a decent deal on this particular jersey. And the first jersey I found of a Mooterus jersey, it was a Mike Modano signed. It wasn't signed. It was a Mike Modano C Captain Mooterus jersey, right? And it was exactly my size. I wear a 46. It's a small for those of you that don't know. And they were trying to sell it for $1,200 American. So obviously I'm not going to pay that. Not going to happen. So it took me a long time before I found another Mooterus jersey that was real. And there's all those knockoffs. This one I actually got for a really good deal. It's a large, so this one is a large. It's a little too big for me, but you know what? It's a Mooterus jersey. I don't care. It still sort of kind of fits. Kind of looks like I can flap away and fly away, but it is what it is. And I only paid about $200 for this particular jersey. So I'm very proud of this jersey. This is probably the jersey I've worn the most since I've got it. But give me just a second. The jerseys are kind of just right over here. You can kind of see them sticking out over there. Let me grab them and share with y'all some of the other jerseys that I've gotten over the past couple of months or so. So 1 second. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of go through these and kind of show you guys what some of these jerseys. This is the first one I ever got. I actually got this one from the actual team store. This is obviously just the current victory green that they have. The only reason why I got this one is because it was on sale. It was on sale for about $75 because they were bringing in the new ones. So I was really excited to get this one. I don't really wear this one as much because it's actually my oldest jersey that I have. And it's the logo. If you wear the jersey too much, the logo starts to kind of frail at the ends. So it's kind of hard to see on camera. But right at the edge over here, this is starting to kind of come up over here, and then it's sort of kind of starting to come down over here, and then there's little fragments of the fabric that are kind of starting to peel off. I've had this one for about 2 or 3 years now, so no surprise. And again, this was the only one that I had, so for the longest time, this is the only one I wore, right? Because it was the only one I had. But it is what it is. This next one, I hope that there's that rumor that the reverse retro program is going to come back next season. I hope they do a reverse retro of this next jersey that I've got. But this is the 2020 Winter Classic, which I did go to that game. So I obviously had to have the jersey for this. But this one was a little small for me. I think it's like an extra small or whatever they call it. It's like a 44 or 42 or something like that. But this is an excellent jersey. This is obviously a throwback to when the Dallas Texans were here, and before the Stars, there was professional hockey back way back then, and this was a throwback to that. But I would love to see a reverse retro of this particular jersey. As far as my favorite jerseys, it's probably number 2 after Muteris. So Muteris is my favorite jersey. This is my second favorite jersey. I'm not really attached too much to this next jersey. This next jersey is just one I saw online. I was like, it's a Dallas Stars jersey. It's sort of kind of ugly. And I don't know why it is what it is with me and like ugly jerseys, but I love ugly jerseys. So I don't know. This is just it's a 46, so it's actually my size. And this is just a all-star jersey from 2020 in St. Louis. And it's just got the Stars logo with the victory green. And then it's kind of hard to see on camera, but this is kind of like this stripe right here is kind of like a glittery silver-ish, grayish color. And it doesn't really kind of sparkle on camera, but it goes completely across the arms and obviously across the logo on the front too. So it's kind of amazingly ugly as well, just like the Muteris jersey. This next one, my brothers are actually really attached to this next jersey. This actually belongs to my wife because I got it for a really good deal. This jersey is a Reebok Premier, so it's not like like an Adidas Authentic or whatever. But this was this is the jersey that the Stars wore kind of in the mid to late 2000s. This is the jersey that they wore when they were going to the Western Conference Final in 2008. Excuse me. So a lot of people know this jersey when like Brendan Morrow wore it and Mike Ribeiro, and obviously those are the two players that are known the best for wearing this jersey because that was when Brendan Morrow was the captain of this team. And then obviously Madonna wore this jersey, Turco wore this jersey, all that sort of stuff as well. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this comment because VIP Sports Talk, he's saying, "What's your favorite jersey out of the collection?" I think I really still do think my favorite is my Muteris jerseys, but I really like all of these jerseys, and but if it wasn't the Muteris jersey, it's got to be this next jersey, and it was not very popular when it first came out. So, without further ado, here's the next jersey, and I personally love it. A lot of people did not, especially Stars fans did not, but this is the Dallas Stars reverse retro that was they actually came out with the reverse retro program last season. So you can obviously you can kind of see right here, that's the reverse retro logo. This is a 50. This is the only size they had. I tried to get a Rope Hints first, but Rope Hints, they didn't have any that were even close to my size. I think the smallest one they had was a double XL in Hint. So I was like, screw that. So I was like, okay, let me go with my second jersey. Fun story, because he was hurt all last season. So this is actually the only number and name jersey that I have. All of my other jerseys are just blanks. And mostly just because the names and the numbers kind of elevate how much the price is for these jerseys. So, a lot of people did not like this jersey when it first came out. But especially in person, and again, this is on camera, so it probably doesn't look as great. But especially in person, this jersey looks fantastic. I love it. My brother didn't like the jersey when it first came out. Christian, he's the other one that does the podcast with me. But he honestly thought it looked a lot better when it actually got onto the ice and he saw the full uniform. The full uniform looked better, and I agree with him on that as well. It looks like we're just fixing to start the second period, so let me go quick and just mention this last jersey. This is the blackout jersey, and again, it's really hard to see the skyline green that the Stars call it. That kind of is right here. It's all over. It's in the stripes over here. It kind of looks white on camera, so it kind of sucks. But I absolutely love this jersey as well. This is number 3. This is my third favorite jersey, and it's my favorite most recent jersey as well. And this is probably the one that I wear the most. So, fun little fact about this is right here in the neckline, it says, "Come and take it." Back in and this is a history lesson for those of you, so I apologize if I'm going all teacher on you, but "Come and take it" was on a flag during the Texas Revolution when Texas was fighting for its own independence. And a lot of people don't know that Texas is the only state that was actually a nation first before. So they won their independence in 1863, and then they joined the United States in 1845, I believe. So I'll go more into that story later, but it looks like we're in the second period starting now. And the Stars have a power play to start this period. Let's see if the Stars can take advantage of it. So it looks like they've got a line of dadgummit. And so even when they finally get it deep and they finally have possession of the puck, they send it out to the point and there's nobody there. Anyways, the lineup for the Stars, it looks like it's going to be Hintz, Heiskanen. I see Ben out there, and I also see... I can't tell if that's Garyanov or not. No, it's Radulov. Excuse me, it's Radulov. So a couple of players that we expect to score goals, but again, I don't expect them to score right now. But maybe they'll prove me wrong. We'll see. So the Stars finally carry the puck into the zone rather than dumping it in, and they still can't keep it into the zone. Never mind. So once again, the Stars are probably going to go out of this power play and go, I can't remember if it's 0 for 2 or 0 for 3 on the night. But we'll see if they can shoot. There's a awkward angle shot from Joe Pavelski there. Good save by Gustafsson. A bunch of rebounds and chaos in front of Gustafsson. And, yep, Stars come up with the puck. They're deep in the corner. Going across up to the point. And still nothing comes of it. And, whoa, that's a high flip. Talk about an awkward play from the Senators. Who was that? Is that number 18? Y'all let me know who number 18 is. I'm not quite sure who number 18 is for the Senators. Anyway, Gustafsson freezes the puck, and that kind of ends the Stars' momentum there here at the beginning of the second period. So, anyways, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. For those of you that are on, once again, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Ryan Chambers, and I am the host of Starcast Check Our Marks here on the Hockey Podcast Network, and along with my brother, we're the official Dallas Stars podcast of the Hockey Podcast Network, and we cover the Dallas Stars and pretty much any kind of general news as well throughout the week as well, and we love to talk just general hockey as well. And you know, it's kind of weird being a hockey fan down here in the South, especially in Texas, when it's all about the Dallas Cowboys and everything, but still, I enjoy hockey more than I do football, and even during this time of the year when football is in full swing and the NHL season is just starting, most of the time I don't pay attention to the Cowboys anyways. So anyways, let's take a couple more of your comments here. Caleb, the old days, probably referring to that black jersey that I was holding up earlier. Yep, the old days. Tina, how you doing, Tina? Thank you for joining us. Tina says, go Seattle. Yes. You know what? I'm actually, and I'm saying this genuinely, I really am rooting for Seattle this season. And because it's kind of not fair for them, coming into the NHL, because everyone's like, some people have the expectation of, oh, they're just going to be just like Vegas. And that expectation is completely unrealistic, in my opinion, because, Vegas made all of these deals with the teams before the expansion draft. And this year with Seattle, a lot of teams kind of learned from that expansion draft that, don't make deals. Because, for example, for just as a quick example with that, the Florida Panthers protected one of their players, and they gave up two incredible players, Jonathan Marchessault and Riley Smith, and both of those guys score goals for the Vegas Golden Knights now. So, and that was 2/3 of their top line when they went to the Stanley Cup final. So I think a lot of teams saw what Florida did and realized, that was stupid, and thought, you know what, we just lose one player, whatever, But from a Stars standpoint, I'm really excited to see how Jamie Alexiak does in Seattle as well. Yeah, it was really sad to see him go, but I was kind of happy for him at the same time, because he really did deserve to get paid, and I'm not so sure that he would have gotten that kind of a deal from Dallas, just because Dallas is already so close to the cap and such. But not only is he playing a more elevated role for the Seattle Kraken, and even though he's sort of kind of in the same role, he's still more important to Seattle than I think he would have been to the Stars. But he's just a great guy. He's a great player. I really want to see him do well, and I think he will. I really think he will. And for those of you out there, and I'm completely biased, obviously, there is only one real, true big rig, and that is not Patrick Maroon. I don't care what you guys say. The real big rig is not Patrick Maroon. It is Jamie Alexiak. Jamie Alexiak, I would love to see a fight between those two guys, and Jamie would obviously win. Easily, hands down. Maybe we can get like a Jake Paul sort of kind of fight with those two guys. I mean, Evander Kane almost did it, right? He was really close to doing a fight with Jake Paul. So just to update you on the game for those of you that are watching and where I'm at, I'm currently in the second period, 15 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. And this second period has kind of been a little bit less physical than I expected it to be. And I forgot to mention, that was a really good save by Hudobin there. And Dubbies looked okay in this game, but anyways, dadgummit. Still can't get the puck out of the zone. Okay, anyways, let me go ahead and take some of y'all's comments here. Jamie O is a beat, and then he puts beast. Yes, he definitely is a beast. That is one guy that if like you got into a knife fight or like a gunfight or any kind of fight, that's one guy that you would want to have on your side. I'm just saying. I mean, I've always wondered if I know that Chara is towards the end of his career, but I would love to see a defensive pairing of Zdeno Chara and Jamie Alexiak. That would just be absolutely insane. Just complete, utter man right there with the two tallest players in the NHL. And I mean, even as like a third pairing, I don't care. I mean, that would be so much fun to watch. Looks like the Stars have a 4-on-2 going into the offensive zone. Good save by Gustafsson. And going the opposite way, it looks like there's a race for the puck, slap shot, and good save by Hudobin there too. And it looks like the physicality is starting to kind of ramp up just a little bit in the game, starting to open up a little bit. So a good game between both of these teams, really. I would love to see this kind of ramp up a little bit more. So, anyways, the Stars are coming off a game last night against the Boston Bruins. So they had to finish their game last night, fly into Ottawa this morning, and then get ready for a matinee game this afternoon. So we will see how the Stars do the rest of the way here. But I mean, like I said, I am extremely impressed with the Senators. They've got a really good group of young guys that are doing excellent, and I only see bright things in their future for this team. So I would expect in the next couple of years, while the Stars are starting to fall in the standings. I don't know if that was Dobby or if that was just a missed opportunity. Looked like they had a wide open net, the Senators did, on Dobby. And I couldn't tell if Dobby got a piece of that or if it was just missed by the Senators. Either way, the score remains 1-1. And things are starting to get a little bit more frantic on the ice here. And again, I'll say it. The Senators are getting the better of the scoring chances than the Dallas Stars right now. So, anyway, I keep losing track of my thought where I was. Let me just take one of y'all's comments and we'll go from there. Caleb says Sharks helped us out last night. I'd have to look up and see what you're talking about, man. But the Sharks helped us out. Oh, in front. Great save by Gustafsson on Alexander Radulov there. Great save. And Radulov was completely by himself there. So, like I still think that the Senators are getting the better of the chances here. But, okay, so Caleb says they beat the Jets. Okay, so I do see that because since the Jets are in the Central Division. Dobby stays on the puck, and he's like, you know what? This is getting too frantic. I'm going to freeze this, and we're going to go to break here. So, anyways, yeah, definitely. That the Sharks helped us out. But what I was going to say about the Sharks helping us out, and then here's the replay. They just missed it. It was Pinto again. He just missed it. I wouldn't say he whiffed. Oh no, we're not going to break. Excuse me. We're not going to break. Pinto just whiffed on it and he just missed it. So that's an opportunity that the Senators are going to want to have back later, and we'll see if that is a turning point in the game for either team. If you're the Senators, you hope that that's not the scoring chance that you needed. But again, we'll see. Anyways, what I was going back to is how the Sharks helped us out last night. The Sharks helped us out by signing that Erik Karlsson contract, and then Joe Pavelski left and came to the Stars. So I can say thank you, San Jose Sharks, for doing that. We really appreciate it. And, let me talk about Joe Pavelski for a second, because he has been it looks like there's a penalty. I'm still not sure who it's against or who it's on. It looks like whoever it is, it's going to be a double minor, and it looks like it's on the Stars. So Stars are going to the box, double minor, and it looks like for high sticking. It looks like there's some blood going on there. When they come back from break, it looks like the Stars are going to be on the Senators, are going to be on a 4-minute power play, and more of the Stars shooting themselves here in the foot. Let's see what else we got. Anyways, let me get back to Joe Pavelski real quick. Joe Pavelski has been a revelation for the Dallas Stars. Last season, he was arguably their best player. You could almost say that Jason Robertson was a better player, but still, Joe Pavelski, at his age, what he was doing for the Stars, he was 36, and he was very nearly a point-a-game player. And I don't think he keeps that up this season, but, we really need him to. But I just don't think he keeps up with that same pace like he did last season. Caleb says, we need the Wild to lose more and just get more help. I don't think that's going to happen, Caleb. The Wild they're another dark horse team in the Central Division that could finish really high. And if the Stars are not that team, and if they're not second in the division, I would probably put the Wild up there second or third, strictly because of Kaprizov. Kaprizov completely changed the dynamic of that whole team, and he really makes the whole team better. Caleb, you also said, the Sharks definitely helped us out there big time. Yeah, they definitely did with that, and that allowed us to get a guy that really helped us out last season. I can't even imagine not having Joe Pavelski. Joe Pavelski last season. VI Sports Talk says, better city, Houston or Dallas? Depends on how you look at it. Houston, and I'm obviously biased because I've lived in Dallas most of my life, so I would say Dallas just because I'm biased. But Houston does have its perks as well. The one thing you'll realize about Dallas and Houston is that there is a hate relationship between the two cities. So the thing about Houstonians, and it's because they hate DFW area sports, and that's just a thing with Houstonians. So, like, for example, if the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos are playing a game, I will root for Houston strictly because they're a Texas team, and I'm very loyal as a Texan to any Texas team. However, that's not the case with Houstonians with DFW sports. So if the Dallas Cowboys are playing the Denver Broncos, they're rooting for the Denver Broncos in spite of the Dallas Cowboys. And that's just a thing. So there is a hate relationship between the two cities. Caleb says he sucked last night. Joe Pavelski, I didn't really notice him that much, so I didn't talk about him a lot in our last PGR podcast that we did. But, if he wasn't noticeable, then that doesn't really help us out. It really doesn't. We need him to be more noticeable. And if he's more noticeable, hopefully it means he's doing good things rather than bad things. Oh, not Joe. Excuse me, Caleb. So Caleb says, no, not Joe Pavelski. Just let me. Oh, Kaprizov sucked last night. Oh, okay. I didn't watch that game, so I can't comment on that at all. But I'm not really sour over the whole Calder thing with Kaprizov getting it over Jason Robertson. Jason Robertson is a good player, and I'm glad we have him. Oh, shot across. Oh, what a fluky goal. Oh, my goodness. Pass across on the power play goes over to, I believe it was Tierney. Tierney shoots it, and it bounces off of it might have been Pinto that took the shot, and it bounces off of Tierney. So, fluky goal, goes past Hudobin, it bounces over his shoulder. And, I read the lips on that one. Nice language there, Chris Tierney. Anyways, fluky goal. It bounces off of almost like his waist. And that's what happens when you take too many penalties, Dallas Stars, or any NHL team for that matter. So currently we are in the second period once again. Okay, hold on. It looks like Bonus may be talking to the referee. I'm not quite sure what for. Okay, so it doesn't matter. The goal stands. They just dropped the puck. So anyways, the score is currently 2-1 Ottawa Senators, and shot clock reads 18-11 in favor of the Senators. And because of the double minor, Ottawa remains on the power play, and they start the power play with 2 minutes. So we were just talking earlier in the stream about how Dallas's penalty kill was really good in the game last night, and their power play sucked. And here in the second period against the Ottawa Senators, the Stars PK springs a leak. So another fluky play where it just kind of bounces in front of Hudobin. My goodness. And but anyways, it's just more stuff that the Stars keep doing to shoot themselves in the foot. Shot from the point, goes wide, nothing there. Another shot from the right circle goes across. Good defense by number 11. I believe that's Glendening for the Stars. Back up to the points for Ottawa, and the Stars just can't get it out of their zone. They're spending the entirety of both power plays, the Senators are, in the Stars' defensive zone. And it looks like they're finally going to get it out after a block shot by the Dallas PK. So, man, and they're allowing just plays that are just not good. Goodness, Stars. I apologize. I'm getting a little bit distracted here. Just kind of hoping that the Stars get out of this penalty. So, and 2-on-1 develops the other way for the Stars. In front, Gustafsson makes a save. Of course. And then, of course, Sekera kind of gives Gustafsson a little bit of a smirk. And knowing it wasn't a great opportunity, you need to get a better shot on that. Yeah, good save by Gustafsson. He didn't fall for the whole allowing it to go underneath him kind of trick. Not quite sure why they're showing this play. But anyways, Hudobin hasn't had a bad game, but that second goal was just super fluky. Super fluky. But we'll see how the rest of this game goes. And looks like the Stars will be able to get away with the second power play, and they kill off the second of the double minor to number 18, Michael Raffle. But anyways, guys, thank y'all once again for tuning into the stream. Give y'all a little bit more of an update as we go on. But this is the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. We ask you to please leave us a like and a subscribe and hit that notification bell. We here at the Hockey Podcast Network cover every single NHL team, and we also cover all sorts of different stories from history's past and all sorts of things. There's always something that you could listen to on the Hockey Podcast Network. Make sure that you tune into this channel as well. We're going to be doing watchalongs all season long with all different commentators from across the network, and we hope you guys will tune into those as they are available. We've also got plans to continue our takeaways series as well, where we'll do 5 takeaways from each game, and that will hopefully start here soon. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Good pass by Ben up to Hanley in the offensive zone, but again, Gustafsson comes up with a great save. So, great save by Gustafsson there. And right now, the Stars have no offensive pressure, and they've had 2 goals in 2 games, and you cannot expect to win games by just scoring 1 goal per game. Anyways, the Senators have looked really good in all facets of the game. There have been some defensive turnovers and great. I mean, it was a great offensive chance for Radulov, but he just missed the net and goes wide. So going back up to the point, Hakanpää with the puck, shoots it off. Gustafsson easily sees it. So I have been very impressed with Gustafsson's play so far in especially in the second period. All right, so just to give you another heads up, this is it is currently 2-1 in favor of the Ottawa Senators. There are 6 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in the second period. Here in the second intermission, I'm hoping that I can pull out my piano back over here in the corner, and I'll kind of turn the camera so y'all can see it, and maybe play a little bit of Billy Joel, because Billy Joel was supposed to be played last stream, and I was not able to do it. So make sure that y'all stay tuned in for that, and I'll play a little bit. But anyways, let's see if we can get some other things here that we need to talk about. I got a couple topics here to talk about. Okay, so here's one thing. So earlier I mentioned that the reverse retro program seems like that it's going to be coming back for next season. It hasn't been fully confirmed by anybody in particular, but Sean Shapiro of The Athletic put out an article about a week or two ago that kind of made it sound like that NHL executives were very firm on the idea that it was going to come back. So there, and everybody's getting excited again. I'm hoping for a different reverse retro, but honestly, as a Stars fan, what I would love to see is I would love to see a reverse retro of this thing. Obviously, I don't think they're gonna do it just because the logo is so infamous, and they the Stars just don't want to be reminded of mistakes they made in the past. I still to this day don't understand how this design made it through marketing, and they just didn't bother to, even ask anybody, what does this kind of look like? Like nobody bothered to ask that. So, but anyways, we'll see. But going forward with the reverse retro stuff, there's an obvious reason why they're thinking about bringing this back. Because one, it was very extremely popular, and I think it was a huge success, despite the pandemic happening and everything like that. But however, the main reason why they're doing this obviously is just for money. The NHL is much they're way far behind of where they were, pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, it looked everything was up on the upswing. The cap was going to go up to like $87.5 million, especially with the new TV contract coming in, and that kind of all got shut down in March of 2020. And that time was really scary for everybody. That was actually my daughter was born as the leagues were shutting down, like a day before she was born. She was born on March 16th of 2020, and the world was completely shutting down at that point. And like we were in the hospital, and the restrictions were changing every single day, and you could only have one person in the room, and they allowed you to switch out, but after a while they said no, only one person could be in the room. So my whole family didn't even meet my daughter until she was like 3 days old, until we brought her home. So that was kind of rough. But anyways, for the NHL with the pandemic, it really affected their financial future going forward. And I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but let's just say that, how do I simplify this? They kept the cap the same when everyone was expecting it to go down, and in return, the players owe the owners money in return. So I'm not going to bore you with all the details. It's very confusing, just like everything is but the cap. But basically, the players owe the owners money, and the owners are just trying to get more money back with this reverse retro program, assuming they bring it back. I think the amount of money that the league lost in general was over $4.6 billion. That was a lot of the projections that I saw. So it makes complete sense why they're bringing back the reverse retro program, because it was super successful. I really think a lot of some of the teams would want to redo. And specifically, I'm thinking of two teams in particular, like the New York Islanders. That was one of the worst reverse retros in the collection, because it literally looked like they did nothing to it. Another team that I think would want to redo is probably the Detroit Red Wings, because they had it literally looked like a practice jersey with like one little gold, or I think it was actually silver. It was like one little silver stripe on it, and then the Detroit logo on it. And I'm not saying that like you have to like change the logo and change the colors and everything like that, although some teams did. But I mean, especially those two teams, I would just like to see a little bit more from those two teams. And maybe, I mean, I want a fisherman jersey if I'm a New York Islanders fan. I know a lot of New York Islanders fans are they're not huge fans of that logo or whatever, but I really like it, and I was hoping for something like that. Who else would want to redo? I can't think of any other teams off the top of my head that would want a redo like that. But I would really like to see what other teams do with a second reverse retro like that. Or maybe they change something different, and it's not exactly the reverse retro. They go with like I don't know. See, this is why I'm not the creative one. Come up with some way to to make teams change the jersey design. And the reverse retro was great. That was a great idea by Adidas. And I mean, like, for example, it forced teams like Montreal to create a beautiful blue Montreal Canadiens jersey, and I love that jersey. It also made who else changed the color? The Devils, for example, they did a green one where they did a reverse retro with the New Jersey Devils logo, but it was red and green. It was mostly green, and I thought that was fantastic. So I would like to see them come back, and I'd love to see that reverse retro program back. Would I buy the jersey? It really just depends on how ugly or how amazing it is. If it's just kind of meh, I may wait for a little while until the prices go down. But I mean, like with the blackout jersey, I didn't wait to buy it. I think I paid $200 for the blackout jersey that I've got down here over here. But I did wait for the reverse retro to buy the reverse retro until it was kind of on sale. I only paid about 120, I think 130 for that jersey. So, but anyways, yeah, I think it's just a way for the NHL to recoup money, and you know that I know a lot of people are like, oh well, these billionaire owners have enough money, and these billionaire owners have enough money, but I'm like, if they're not making money, then they're just gonna sell the team, and then we don't have hockey to watch. So if they do these things like put ads on the jerseys, put ads on the helmets and stuff like that, and it gives those NHL teams more money, I'm perfectly okay with that. Just because, you know, if they don't make money, then we don't get to watch hockey, and then I don't get to do what I do with stuff like this or hosting the podcast or anything like that. So, anyways, I'm totally fine with all of that sort of stuff, and I just want to see the NHL be successful. The TV deal will definitely help the NHL kind of recoup some of those assets that they're wanting to get back. But don't expect the cap to go up a ton over the next couple of years. But I've seen projections that it'll go up $1 million next season, but you just can't rely on that. You really can't. So we'll see where all that goes, but we'll definitely see. Anyways, getting back to the game. Let's see. See if we have any comments. Caleb, thank you for continuing to comment, man. We do appreciate it. We need to score. Come on, Dallas. I agree. It's my personal opinion, and there's 2.5 minutes left to go in the second period, that if the Stars don't score in the second period and tie the game, that I don't think we have a chance of winning the game. So that's just my prediction here, and that's my hot take. So unless the Stars come out in the third period and are just like dynamite and amazing or whatever, so we'll have to wait and see how this ends up. But again, let me just mention where we're at in the game here, at least for me. 2-1 for the Stars, or for the Senators, excuse me. The shots have evened up here over the second period. So the Stars seem like they have, oh my goodness, and we are so lucky that was not a goal. Really bad turnover by Dallas in the defensive zone. Holden had an opportunity and kind of bluffed it. And that was completely on Hudobin there. Didn't get a good hold on it, and then Radulov not paying attention, looking up ice and not waiting for the play to develop. But anyways, where we're at, the shots have evened up. It is currently the Senators 20 and Dallas with 19. So the Stars seem to be getting more shots on goal, but it doesn't seem to be fruitful, obviously, because it's still 2-1 for the Senators. So we will see how this goes as Pavelski gets thrown out of the dot and Fox takes his place. Stars lose they kind of lose the face-off, but they do gain control of the puck, and they go back the other way. And it looks like it's offside. So there's 1 minute and 39 seconds remaining in the second period on my side. Y'all are probably a little bit ahead of me just because of just since the fact that I'm streaming here. But honestly, if you're Dallas, you're looking for some contribution from one of your veteran players that's expected to score, whether that be Sagan, Ben, Pavelski, Radulov, Hintz. I mean, Gurianov, maybe some of the young guys. Oh my goodness, and that's exactly what I expected. Yep, that's a tripping penalty, and the Stars return to the box, and oh, that's really not good. Tim Stützle goes to the locker room, and as he's going to the locker room, he's hunched over, and it looks like he's grabbing his wrist. So we'll keep. No, it's actually called tripping. Okay, excuse me. I thought it was going to be something else, but. Oh, so it wasn't even on the penalty that the Stars got. Oh, that is terrible. Fox whacks at the hands of Tim Stützle. If I was a Sens fan right now, I would be completely ticked off right now. As a Dallas fan, I really hope Tim Stützle is okay. That's just terrible. That's one of their young and upcoming superstars that the Senators have. And just for Senator's sake, I hope that he's doing okay. Anyways, let me get to a couple more of these comments over here. Caleb says, we really will just have to see. We just need to get it in the net. Yeah, we could use the goal right now if you're a Dallas Stars fan right now. And then Everyday Hockey, great watch along, love THPN. Thank you, we appreciate that. And you will definitely see more of these watch-alongs as we go throughout the season. But great pass in front. Chris Tierney with the goal, and there I think that's the dagger if you're the Dallas Stars. So with the power play, the Senators score again, and it's Chris Tierney again, but this time it's an actual shot. It's not just bouncing off his body. So the Senators go up 3-1 on a very fantastic goal. It's a cross crease pass and just boom, great shot. Oh, it actually looks like it bounced in off the post, and then maybe Pinto got that. It looks like it was on. Oh no, it already went on before Pinto touched it. So I think it will be Chris Tierney's goal. And it looks like, it was the exact opposite of what we were hoping for. At least that I was hoping for. Instead of getting it tied 2-2, the score is currently 3-1 in favor of the Senators. And it really looks like the Senators are going to take a 2-goal lead heading into the second intermission. And as for me as a Dallas Stars fan, the frustration continues with just watching this and watching the Stars just turn the puck over, take stupid penalties, and I don't know what else to to talk about with this team, because it seems it's the same things every single year. And they're showing a slow-mo of this goal. Yeah, it was already in before Pinto touched it. So it will be Chris Tierney's goal. So that's 2 for Tierney in the game. And he's off to a hot, fast start. 32 seconds remaining in the second period. Shots are 22-20 in favor of the Senators. And it looks like that the Senators will be taking a 2-goal lead heading into the second intermission. And just as another shot goes in on Gustafsson from distance, that seems to be the only thing the Stars can do. They're just getting shots from distance, and they're not getting traffic in front, or they're not passing enough to, or doing any kind of forechecking to kind of expand the defense of the Senators more and maybe take advantage of something that's there. But it seems the Stars seem to be content with getting the puck up to the point, shooting it from the point, and it being just like a shot that Gustafsson is able to see easily. There's no traffic in front. I mean, they're moving it towards the front of the net, but that's about all they're doing. And then all the Senators got to do is just grab it and just send it out into the offensive zone. So, and big hit by Ben on number 5 for the Ottawa Senators heading at the end of the second period. Holden did not appreciate that very much. But again, this goes to show that taking penalties in this league, eventually, if you take a bunch of penalties, it will go back to shoot you in the butt eventually, and that seems to be what has happened to the Dallas Stars especially in the second period. So Gustafsson continues to be really good. And the Senators continue to take advantage of their opportunities, and the Stars continue to not take advantage of their opportunities. So, going into the second period, once again, the score is currently 3-1. We're going to take a little bit of a break to talk to you guys about DraftKings, but we will be right back very, very soon, and I will go ahead and get set up for some Billy Joel for those of you that have been asking. So, hopefully you will be able to hear it this time rather than last time, and we'll see how this goes. And I will be right back in about 20 seconds.
You want some of this? Visit DraftKings and enter promo code THPN.
Okay, guys. I apologize for for switching the audio, but I think that this microphone will work better for you guys to be able to hear the piano. So it's Billy Joel, second halftime intermission. Okay, here we go. And don't judge me too much for my playing. It's been a long time since I've played, so give me a little bit of a break here. Okay. Someone just let me know if you guys can actually hear this or not, okay? Hopefully you guys can. I'll just play a little bit. Okay, hopefully you actually heard it that time. That's not the whole song, but that's all I remember. Hopefully that satisfies you enough, Isha. So you're welcome. Yep, Isha. I'm glad you can hear it, man. Yes, I will try to come up with something that is a little bit better and a little bit easier for you guys next time. You guys need to give me some sort of Isha. I think you said Dr. Dre last time, and I need to do some Dr. Dre. So just let me know let me know if you want me to do it next time. Everyday Hockey says, "Sing us a song, you're the piano man." Yes. Now that is one thing I will not do. I will not actually sing. I can play, but I'm not gonna sing. Thank you, Everyday Hockey, for saying bravo. So let's just talk about a couple of things here in the second period here. Caleb says it's real quick before I get to some of my comments. It's early in the season, but we need to make adjustments. Yeah, it's sad when you're in the third game of the season and you're already having to make some adjustments. But hopefully the Stars can make some. And I know it's a 2-goal lead, but it's still not, out of the realm of possibility that the Stars can come back in this game and win this game. But full credit to Seattle. They're playing a great game. The one play that they barfed on a little bit and kind of messed up on a little bit was the goal. That was about it. I mean, there's been a couple of bad turnovers by the Senators, but not as many as the Stars. The Stars have been absolutely terrible with turnovers. So, VIP Sports Talk. My favorite Billy Joel song is Vienna. P.S. Your condenser mic is great, but if it did not pick up the piano on the last stream, haha. Right. Yeah, and I think I'm still on a different microphone, so it sounds bad. Let me switch real quick. Yeah, hopefully you can hear me a little bit better and it sounds better. So next time what I'll do is I'll just do that and I'll switch it back to I think I did the microphone from my actual camera. So anyways, I'm going to take a very quick ad break. And I got to send a couple of links to a couple of people. We're going to be joined by my brother Chris here in just a moment. So give me just one moment to send him the link, and I will be back with you very shortly. Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to make sure that I took care of that, and it looks like that Christian will be joining us very soon for the start of the third period here, and you'll get to see him as well. So before we get into the third period, just a couple of things that I wanted to mention. I don't know how many of you guys are huge fantasy hockey fans, but I'm typically about I have about one or two teams a season that I do, and right now I've got two going on. One with a Dallas Stars group chat that I have on Twitter that works well, and then another one that I have with just a couple of friends. However, I always seem to pick the wrong guys. So here's just a rundown of my players, and this is in a 15-team league. So this is who I have. I got Kirill Kaprizov, I've got Cal Connor, John Tavares, Cole Caulfield, Jonathan Taves, Jack Roslovic, Jacob Chikrin. I love Jacob Chikrin. He's one of my favorite defensemen. I've also got Zach Werenski, Rasmus Dahlin, Jacob Salen, Matt Grzelcyk, and Connor Hellebuck and Cam Talbot as two of my goalies. My third goalie is Bobrovsky, and then some people I have on the bench. I have Max Comtois, and I've also got Sharon Govich from New Jersey. And then just because I had to. I have Corey Perry. And Corey Perry, it literally was just for nostalgia reasons. That's the only reason why I picked him. But anyways, I'm hoping my team does okay. But we'll see how my team does at going forward, and that is just one of my two teams, and it's the better of the two team, and that team's not really all that great. So, but we'll see how I do. Anyways, guys, right now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to welcome into the stream Christian Chambers. He is the other half of Starcast Marks. Well, actually, I guess I should say a third, the other third of Starcast Marks, right? Because now we got James coming on a little bit, and also Cooper too. Anyways, Christian, how you doing?
Howdy, I'm doing well. I'm still overcoming a sickness, so I might cough every couple minutes. So just ignore me. I'll try and stifle it.
COVID. Well, you already had COVID, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually did get tested just because it's so easy to get tested because I'm at A&M, but no COVID. We're good.
No COVID. Yep. Well, anyways, Chris, I don't know how much of the game you've seen, but it's currently 3-1. And
I saw the second period.
You saw the second period?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all you got to say about that.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like by the stats, the first period was worse, and somehow we scored. So.
Yeah. And the second goal, it was super fluky, right?
Both the goals in the second period were super fluky, but I mean, they're at least getting scoring opportunities, whereas we're only getting scoring opportunities when Radulov is on the ice. So,
yeah. So, we've been kind of talking a little bit about. Oh, and you also missed me playing Billy Joel. I was playing. Billy Joel
man,
on the
I love
piano.
Billy
Yeah,
Joel.
I know, right? It's been a while since I played the song. I completely missed it. So,
did you play Piano Man?
I did. That was the one I played.
Let's go.
And the only problem is I didn't remember all of it, so I played just a small portion of what I remembered.
Nice.
So, anyway, if you're the Stars or the Senators, I think the big thing that you take away from the second period, Christian, is the power play, right?
Oh, yeah, the special teams totally.
So far, that's been the story of the game. The Stars have gone 0-2 on the power play, and then the Senators have gone 2 for 3. And, normally when you win the special teams battle, you win the game. And that's super frustrating as a Dallas Stars fan.
Well, yeah, the more black and white one is the Stars power play, which is abysmal. Like, it looks like there's nothing going on out there. Like, it's to the point where I would just, like, throw a line out there. Like, just throw Regilov's line out there. That'd be better than what the power play looked like. It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's super surprising since the coach, who I can never remember his name, that's one of his only jobs, that and the penalty kill. Like, I feel like it'd be a little bit better than that. There's no entry at all. And I know we don't have Klingberg, but Miro Heiskanen is just as good as John Klingberg at entering the zone. It just looks like we can't move the puck anywhere.
Right. So.
And the Sid's penalty kill is not that good.
Yeah. But what they did is they got it to the net. We can't seem to do that. The only way that we seem to get shots to the net with the Dallas Stars is from the point, and it's easy for Gustafsson to see it. Right?
Well, and the Sens were still getting the puck in the
talked about.
The Sens were still getting the puck in the slot though too. Like, they were stick to stick, tape to tape, puck in the slot, down near the crease, and they were fluky. But it's because we got the small goalie, like we talked about earlier. Like, more fluky goals and more long range shots are going to go in on a smaller goalie like that. It's just percentages. So we gotta clear people away from the ice, and it just looks terrible.
All right, now Caleb, he's been commenting on the stream all for over 2 hours now as we continue this stream. So, Caleb, thank you, Caleb, once again. Keep the comments coming, guys. We'd love to see the comments so we can keep this going. If you got a question for either one of us, just let us know. Caleb says, literally, I'm tired of seeing us not be able to score. That is the Dallas Stars of the past 5 years in a nutshell. Right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
It doesn't help that two of our better offensive players are injured right now, but yeah, you'd still like to see someone other than just Radulov do something. Like, even like I saw a couple plays I saw of Gurionov in the offensive zone. It was terrible, like just as bad as Raffle normally. And of course, Raffle scores the goal, like just disrespecting me and my opinions. all at the same time.
Yep. So for those of you that don't listen to the podcast, Christian is not a huge fan of Michael Raffle, and it's nothing really against Michael Raffle. It's more the fact that he takes away a roster spot from one of the younger guys. Am I saying that right?
Well, yeah, but he still doesn't look good in the offensive zone. Just Radulov made a great play, and Raffle was in the right spot and made a good shot. I mean,
Right.
Good on him. It was still a good offensive play by him, but that's the first good one we've seen, and of course it's a goal. So now I look like an idiot.
So, all right. So there's 3 comments from Caleb, and they kind of all relay into the same thing. So I'm pretty sure this is for you, Chris. So Caleb says, wait, so do you go to Texas A&M? If you do, did you go to that Bama game? And then he said, if so, I bet that was enjoyable. You want to answer that?
Yeah, the Bama game was pretty great. I loved it. We went to the game fully expecting to be demolished, like everyone in the stands did. So that was upsetting. But, I mean, we packed it. We had 106,000. It was the second largest attendance for a game at Kyle Field.
In the history?
In the history of Kyle Field, yeah. And
do you know what the first one was? I'd be interested to know what the first
one
was.
But during the rebuild of the stadium, there was actually more seats during that 1 year when it was still being rebuilt, but they had like opened it enough to where we could play games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was actually more capacity by a couple thousand. So we're actually never going to be able to beat that number again because we have less capacity. But yeah, it was awesome. It was crazy to go behind and then come back and win. That made it even cooler. I was at the top of the second deck, and as soon as the kick went in, and from my view, I thought it went dead center. It was only later when I saw it on Twitter that I saw how close it was to missing.
Yeah.
But as soon as it went in, I just grabbed my girlfriend's arm and we just sprinted down the stairs to get to the field. It was great. It was really fun. Yeah, it really was. I was touching so many people. That part was not great.
People forget about COVID when it comes to sports, though, right?
Yeah. Well,
it seems like
there's not much COVID left here in CStat. There's a lot of 0 COVID days recently, so that's good.
Oh well, that's really good. That's very good to hear. And by the way, with those of you that are suffering with COVID, we really hope you all are okay. I know that in some parts of the country, in the United States, it's still kind of bad. It's getting better, but it's still kind of bad. I know Texas is kind of on I think they're on the downward spiral at this point. It's not as bad as it used to be. About a month ago, it was really starting to get bad. But anyway, Caleb also says, hate Bama so much. They are so overrated this year. I wouldn't say they're overrated, but I think I just hate Bama because they always win.
Yeah.
So that's
we hate Bama because they are good.
Bama is my second most hated team. I'd be curious to hear what your first hated team.
It's got to be TU. I bet
you
it
think
is.
so? You think so? And that's another thing about those of you that don't know Aggies. Aggies will not refer to University of Texas as University of Texas. They will refer to it as TU. I still don't understand that.
Because they're not the University of Texas. They are a university in Texas.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I'm dumb when it comes to this. When it comes to that, I never went to A&M, so I don't know. Although our whole family is kind of brainwashed Aggies. But anyway, Chris, we've been kind of talking a lot about the Stars, but let's talk a little bit about the Senators. Was there anybody in particular that kind of stood out to you on the Senator side that you'd like to praise, or maybe say that he was doing bad?
I haven't been paying attention enough to the Senators, to be honest, so I don't have anybody on that just yet. I was only half watching too because I was still doing stuff. So
yep,
I was like trying to get all this set up and all that.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. So Caleb says, and my most hated is BYU, and that makes sense because he's a Utah State Aggie. Okay, I get that.
Well, they just lost. You're probably a happy guy.
Yeah, I would be a happy guy too if that's the case. Anyway, it looks like the third period has started. As we were talking, do you see the Senators? Oh my goodness. Never mind. Breakaway. Well, half breakaway for 21. Good save by Dobby. And anyways, it goes straight back into the front. There's no Stars in front of the net. And across the net. Oh, extreme chaos in front of the Stars net. And somehow the Stars get away with it for now, at least. Shot from the point. Nothing. Back behind his net. Back up to the point. And the Senators are just swarming right now.
Yeah, what a great start.
Great start for the Senators, at least.
Yep.
Okay, so I was about to ask that question, and then that little series of plays in the Dallas Stars zone kind of answered it for me. But do you see a 2-goal rally for the Stars?
Nope.
I don't see it either, and that's what I told everybody earlier before you came on.
We're tired, and we had no offense up until this point either, so no reason for us to believe we're going to score now.
Yep, no reason for us to believe that either. So,
Cowboys are winning, though.
Yeah,
Check that out, bottom right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cowboys are defeating the New England Patriots 20-14 in the fourth quarter right now. 8.5 minutes to go. So at least that is one Dallas team that's doing okay right now. And we used not to be able to say that about the Cowboys. It used to be like they'd have a really hyped up offseason and then nothing after that.
No, the Cowboys are only good because their division sucks this year. We'll probably lose round 1.
I disagree with you. I think this is the one year where I've actually felt that they could actually do something in the playoffs.
Our defense is so bad. It's literally terrible.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
They are bad.
No, they're not bad.
They are objectively, statistically bad.
They have a very good coach now who used to be the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, and he is transformed.
Why is he not the head coach anymore?
Huh?
Why is he not the head coach anymore?
Because he was a bad head coach. I mean, he was a bad defensive coordinator.
Bro, did you see all the stuff Caleb's saying about BYU? Goodness.
Yeah, I
I thought Mormons were nice.
Oh yeah, we all are, because after they beat us, they came and put signs on our campus saying we're 4-0, come join our team because you guys suck. And so they also were really other disrespectful things too. Okay.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, BYU's players sprayed water all over us in the front row. Yeah, I could see how I would be ticked off at that as well. I would understand that. So
yeah. Like, the same kind of thing happened with Bama at our place. So, the MSC grass, it's a memorial to Aggie service members who lost their lives. So we have signs all over the place saying to stay off the grass for that reason. And Bama fan was just walking right across the grass, and I asked her to get off. She literally just yelled, "Kiss my shadowy place."
Something you can't say live, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Bama's not great either.
Although there are stupid fans on every side of the
every
side of the aisle when it comes to stuff like that.
Clemson fans though, when we had a couple of years where A&M played Clemson. Clemson fans are so nice.
Really? Where is
Clemson? They're always like,
man,
this place is so great. No, it's South Carolina, I think.
Okay, I have no idea. I just completely guessed. Anyway, Caleb, he says no. Like, they literally had people hand out bandwagon applications.
That's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry, Caleb. Yeah,
the other stuff is disrespectful, but that's hilarious.
But that is kind of funny. At least that's like not harmful or anything like that. They are horrible people, honestly, and I used to be one. And Mormons, no, he used to be one. Okay, so, anyways, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about the bandwagon applications there, Caleb. I apologize. But that is really funny. Everyday hockey, what kind of candy is that? Chris is showing you there. Those are the best kind of candy in the world. You want to tell him what
my
it is?
My roommate got me these for no reason. I love him so much.
Well, yeah, those are literally the best candy in the world. I'm not a big fan.
I need to stop eating. I'm about to eat this whole bag. I after looking, I should stop now.
Everyday hockey is like, yeah. Like, thank you, Everyday Hockey, for making me stop. But, anyways, he's like, And then he also mentioned Halo, baby. Halo or Call of Duty? Which one?
I liked Halo. I liked Call of Duty when I was younger, until pretty much I think it was Advanced Warfare. I hated that game, but like Modern Warfare 3, that was my favorite game for like 2.5 years straight. But I'm really excited for Halo Infinite. The multiplayer should be awesome.
Yeah, I don't really have a preference for either. It just depended on what phase of my life I was in. Like right now, I don't have time to play video games, so I really don't know.
Yeah.
Early in my life, I played nothing but Halo. Halo was my thing, and then later on, I kind of switched to Call of Duty. And I'm not talking Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 3 or whatever. I'm talking about Call of Duty 3. Like that was my game.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
game
You were like top in the leaderboards or
so
something
much.
like that, right?
Yeah, I used to be one of the best players in the world at that point. That was before they really started like
Esports
tracking
and
all that
stuff.
stats. Yeah, before they started doing that sort of stuff. I mean, and I still remember back in the day when it was like you could be a medic, and if you had a friendly fire on, and you had like a really annoying teammate or something, you could shoot him with a because the shotgun would be a one-shot kill. Anywhere to be a one-shot kill. You could just kill him and then revive him, and then kill him again, revive him, and then you could just keep doing that until it completely pissed off your teammate, and then he just rage quit and left. I remember doing that all the time when there was a player that I didn't like.
Yeah.
But
back to the game. The Stars have
anyways.
0 offensive pressure, and we're through 5 minutes of the third period already. I think there's been 1 stoppage. Oh, there's a turnover in the slot. That was cool.
I haven't seen that yet.
No,
Right there.
Like,
Yep, there it is. And the Stars continue to do that. Are you're lining up your stream with mine?
yeah,
Sorry.
at least closer. Doesn't have to be exact, but
All right, so currently, anyways, now the Stars are actually leading in shots when earlier they were getting completely outshot.
it's still like no pressure though. It's just shots from the
Right,
point. It's not even anything dangerous.
You know, but at least they're getting shots. That's what I was frustrated with earlier. I was talking about this in the first period, and I was kind of telling the audience, just like I would like to see the Stars get more shots in the first period. So
yeah.
But anyways, it's 26-24 in favor of the Stars in shots. But obviously, the Ottawa Senators have the one that matters. They're ahead 3-1 in goals.
2 that matter.
And 2 that matter. Yeah, that's
Is that
true.
gonna be interference?
And then there's 14
They just calling offsides.
A little bit. They have 14 minutes to go in the third period. I don't think they called that. I think they just called it.
Yeah, it's just offsides.
Yeah, it's just offsides. Yeah.
It's looked like there's been interference on every face-off this game. Like, I don't know, but that's the other thing. Our face-off percentage this game, in the second period, it was terrible. I don't know what's it at right now.
No, I haven't even looked, to be honest with you. There's just been so much to talk about.
And this is against a bad face-off team too, and I think it's really bad. Pull it up here. Yeah, we're up 52-48. Which sounds good, but it's not. We should be up 60-40 at least.
There's another turnover either in the defensive zone or in the neutral zone for the Stars, and it leads to a decent scoring chance for the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah. Speaking of that first goal, I went back and looked at each of the goals, but that was a terrible turnover by Heiskanen. Like, it was awful. I don't know what he was doing. It just looks like these guys are just throwing the puck to the wall and then nothing.
Hoping to get it out. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not icing because freaking Pavelski can't skate.
Yep. What do you think of the play of the goalies in the game?
They've both been good. I mean, it's hard to blame Hudobin for any of them.
Especially the second one was super fluky.
Yeah, and it's hard to win a hockey game when your team is only giving you 1 goal through 2.5 periods almost now.
Well, actually, it's 2 goals through 5.5 periods.
Yeah,
at this point
you want to say that, yeah.
Caleb says Stars need to turn it around after this game. I'd rather see them turn it around right now.
No, there's no chance with how
Honestly.
tired they are. I mean, I'd like to see that too, but we got a bunch of old men who have played too much hockey, and who aren't even conditioned fully yet. So
Yeah, that's also true. It's basically like a team of veterans versus a team of young gunners, and another turnover in the defensive zone, which thankfully doesn't lead to anything, but it's still a turnover. Yeah, let's just pass it out to the center of the ice. Yeah, no big deal.
I wonder if this scorekeeper's counting all these turnovers. Because do you see the giveaways? Yeah, this game there's like no giveaways either. Yeah, the giveaways are 9-7.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's
Giveaways and takeaways is the dumbest kept stat in the sport. It has to be the clearest, most obvious giveaway ever for it to count as a giveaway, and vice versa. It's so dumb. The dumb stat.
Yep. Agreed.
At least the way it's recorded.
Everyday Hockey says, "Gotta run. Cheers, fellas. Thank you. We appreciate you tuning in, and you've been doing a good portion of the stream with us. So thank you for tuning in.
Go get some gummy worms.
Yeah, seriously, get gummy worms, but the trolley kind, not the crappy off-brand stuff that you see gas stations carry.
I got a stomach ache.
Too many gummy bears.
Yeah, well, I hadn't eaten dinner, so I was just eating. Oh, we got a chance. Nope. A raffle again, bro. What the heck? Yep, why can't our goal scorers get scoring chances? There you go, Pavelski. Great board play.
Yeah, and that's another thing we mentioned is that that I mentioned earlier is that we're just not winning the puck battles at all. We're losing like more than 50% of the puck battles, and again, another facet of the game that if you lose those, you're not going to win the game. Just plain and simple like that. So.
Yeah, I think we're going to be looking back on this road trip and counting ourselves very lucky that we won that first game in New York.
Well, we actually played decent in the first game against New York. Yeah, I know we said a lot of bad things about them, but it was.
And New York didn't play great either, though. So.
Right. Yeah. So, who is that in the background over there?
My apartment's full of people, so.
It could be any number.
Could be a large number of people. It could be.
Well, I think it's kind of a moot point at this point, but Stars are still down 3-1, and it doesn't look like there's any sort of comeback. And like I said earlier, hats off to the Sens. The Sens have looked great. And Chris, I even mentioned this, before the game even started, like the first 15 minutes, and I said the Stars are not going to win tonight. And I said it. My prediction was.
Well, that's an optimistic attitude.
I know, that's exactly what I said, and I was like, I'm saying the Stars are going to lose. And that's coming from a very biased Stars fan. And my prediction was 4-2 before this game started. So,
well, if we score and then they score an empty netter. You'll be dead on. Is that off the bar? Wow. Yeah, Pavelski has looked really. No, he got it. It looks like he got the shaft of the stick, actually.
Yep.
Either high blocker or the shaft of the stick.
Yeah, no, it was one of the two. It was not the crossbar.
Yeah.
Gustafsson has looked really good. He really has. And if Ryan Murray's not careful, he's gonna lose his. He's going to 100% lose his starting job to Gustafsson.
Here's some better pressure. And then Sagan whiffs. I don't know how we got that back. Nobody knows where the puck is.
It's just that there's no... Like, the Senators, even though that they've bounced straight over Miro Heiskanen's stick, even though... They've had the Senators have had an okay game. They've been better than the Stars.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what the Senators aren't playing great, but they're better than us, and that's all you have to do.
Caleb's asking the time left in the game. Where we're at 9 minutes and 57 seconds roughly. I think Chris is a little bit ahead of me in his stream.
Let me pause it. Seriously.
So, but again, the Stars are out shooting. It's 30 to 25 in shots. So,
we're starting to mount some pressure at least, but
too little, too late.
Likely going to be too little, too late. Yeah.
I just don't see it. I don't see it happening for the Stars. I think almost
skate Gurionov. Am I still ahead of you?
I'm not looking right now. I'm trying to find
That's fine.
Trying to find the game center for.
Gurionov's got to skate and go around the corner on that play. You know, like he's not a stick handler. he's barely a shooter right now. So love the back-to-back commercial breaks.
Right. All right, so as we get to the final push of this, it kind of looks like the Stars are not going to be winning this game in total fashion. Total Dallas Stars fashion. So, anyways. Chris, do you drink energy drinks?
Nope.
So we both got one on our desk. Is that Red Bull?
Red Bull Red Edition. Watermelon.
Watermelon? Yeah, I do like those. Those are good.
This is the best Red Bull, objectively.
Yep. Agreed.
And it was a summer edition, and then they made the Red Edition. Because you know what the Red Edition was before the watermelon?
Cherry?
Cranberry.
That's weird.
It's like the Thanksgiving Red Bull. So they got rid of it.
Thanksgiving Red Bull.
It was. But this one, much better.
I actually prefer the Monster energy drinks over Red Bull, honestly.
No.
Like the green Monster energy drinks are actually really good.
Yeah, I mean they're good, but I like Red Bull better still. The one that's nasty is Rockstar. Rockstar's terrible.
Yeah,
well,
I used
really.
to,
if we talk about the newer energy drinks, the Bangs and the Reigns, those are awful. Y'all who drink them, they're disgusting.
I think they're okay. The reason why I like the Bangs is because they're a little bit smaller, but they also have like a crap ton of caffeine in it. I think like a Bang this size has like over 200 milligrams of caffeine, so that helps me.
Yeah, they have 300. That's crazy. Who needs that? I drink this and I'm jittery.
Why not?
If I drink a Bang, I die.
Heart attack. But anyways, I do like Monster energy drinks, but these Coca-Cola energies are actually not bad.
I tried one and it tasted like Coke.
It does. It tastes like Coke, and I really don't mind them.
I think it was expensive though when I got it.
Really?
How is that not too many men on the ice?
I guess I really just don't pay attention to the price too much. I just kind of put it on the counter and pay for it.
That must be nice.
Sorry, yeah. College student versus somebody with a legit job. Which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, Chris has a really sucky job that he has to deal with, especially at the beginning of the semester. Chris, you want to tell him about that?
Oh yeah, I work at the campus technology store.
And again, this is at Texas A&M, so a lot of students.
We got 70,000 students that I have to get computers for. Almost, not really, but you get it. But anyway, because of the Rona, there was no computers. But the computer manufacturers didn't want to tell us that, so they said, "Keep selling them. We'll send you the computers before school starts." They didn't. They lied. So we actually just finished with the last computer. It was last week we finished the last computer that was ordered during the summer. So I think the longest someone waited was 7 months to get their computer.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
It's so long.
And that's a $3,000 computer. Like expensive engineering level computers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it like does it belong to the school and someone just rents it, or how
No.
work?
You have to buy your own computers. This is
Oh,
college.
okay.
We don't give you anything, and we expect you to pay all the money in the world for all the things. You know that tuition you're paying for? That doesn't cover books. What are you talking about, you idiot?
Yeah, I don't even know how much A&M is. It's like what, $20,000 a semester?
No, it's less. It's not that
less?
bad. It's still a state school, so it's
Well, I
not
guess
terrible.
that's like Wacko, I guess, right? Wacko
Yeah.
or TCU or whatever.
No, yeah. If you go to Waco or TCU or DBU or ACU, you're gonna be almost $250,000 in debt.
Yeah, no thanks. I'd rather. Oh, he had an opportunity in the front, and Hintz could just not get the puck to Peterson in the slot. He was wide open.
Yeah. And especially for undergrad, I don't understand it. Like, it's no more prestigious to go to Waco for your undergrad than it is to A&M or even like UTA. Like,
No, that's true. You're
nobody
not wrong.
cares where you get your undergrad. I went to A&M because I liked the culture, and I wasn't going to pay $1 billion. I was just going to pay $1 million.
Just $1 million. No big deal. All right, now Caleb over here is mentioning more things. I drink so much more than 300 grams. Dude,
Yeah, that's
I don't know
crazy.
how you do that. Yeah.
I drink.
Seriously, you're probably up all the time. You probably wake up at like 6 and then go to bed at 2 and then
Oh,
you're
grab her up.
perfectly fine.
Go in! Yes! I'm ahead of you. Pavelski scores it. I'm way
Another
ahead of you.
ugly goal.
My bad. That wasn't super ugly. That was a wraparound, and Pavelski got the rebound. That wasn't nearly as bad as both of the Sens' second and third goals.
That's true. That's very.
How far ahead of you am I?
You're about 5 seconds ahead.
5?
Of me, so,
All right.
but that's okay.
Nah, I'll fix it real quick.
So Pavelski, and you know what? This is somebody that we've been talking about. We've been needing goals from somebody, and this is somebody that we expect to score.
And
he does.
the third period, he looked way different. He's looked great this whole period. So yeah, loved it. And that was a great wraparound. And Pavelski, of course, knows exactly where to go. So great play by him. That's what everyone on the Stars always says about Pavelski, is that he's always in the right place. So, and that's why he's still good at how old he is, when he can't skate and he can't shoot and he can't stick handle. Like, if you think about it, he doesn't really do any of those things exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
He's just always there and always scores. I mean, we've seen him lean on a wrister every once in a while, but like, not particularly. With 5 minutes left, it's doable, but we have to keep the pressure on and not do what we're doing right now,
which is play in our own zone.
That's a trip. They really could have called that on us.
And well, they're not going.
They called a garbage trip earlier though. Oh my gosh, Ben, are you kidding me, dude? Just coughs the puck up.
He just wanted the opportunity to destroy somebody, but he still missed the hit.
That's all it seems like he's been doing recently.
Offside. That would have been a good opportunity, but it is what it is.
But of course, Ben Sagan-Radulov, nada.
Yep, still nothing from those guys, and we really could.
Is it Ben Sagan-Radulov right
now?
now? I haven't been paying attention to the lines.
No, I told people over here too that I haven't been paying attention to the lines either, but they definitely look like they're in the blender right now.
That was a great fight. I saw that too.
That was a fun fight. That was.
Yeah, Ben threw some solid lefts. Like,
well, and so did Brown. Brown did really good on that fight too. He held his own. I don't think there was like a clear winner in that fight. Maybe Ben by a hair.
Look at that garbage.
Yeah, that goal was pretty crappy. But, I don't know Chris Tierney well enough, but I wonder if he's like one of those guys that gets just dirty goals all the time. That's how he scores his goals. That one sort of kind of bounced off of him. But you know what? On that goal that the Stars just scored, guess what they didn't do? Dump the puck in. Frustrating.
And there's Radek Foxen making another great offensive play. He's shown some real offensive prowess these first couple of games. That's at
Put
least
him on
his
the first
second
line.
point.
Put him on
Might
the
be
first
his
line.
third.
Well, so that Pavelski goal has made this game a little bit more interesting towards the end here. Less than 5 minutes to play here in the third period. The Stars are down 3-2 to the Ottawa Senators here.
Yeah, your 4-2 prediction looks real good right now, Ryan.
It really does, and I hope I'm wrong. So, and that's funny that Caleb actually mentioned that. Hey, your prediction could be right. I really hope I'm wrong. And then
If this shift can keep pressure on, I think that's real important because Pavelski's back out there. He's looked good, so hopefully this shift we can stay in the offensive zone.
Yep, and then JJDTV. I'll take 4-2 Ottawa right about now. You're probably I know you would take it, but I hope you're wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. Yep, Caleb, I agree with you, buddy.
Okay. Yeah,
Really hope you're wrong.
4:49 left. It's a decent amount of time.
Yeah, but not for the Stars.
Not for the Stars offense, no.
No, not for the Stars.
That's
offense.
correct.
The Stars cannot.
And we know how great we looked with the pulled goalie last game, so
Right, exactly.
we have high hopes for that. Woo! Woo!
Heiskanen doing dangly things. Sorry, we're both distracted. It's deep in the Ottawa's zone right now, and
Suter
Stars
just
cough out the
threw
puck,
it
and it
into
goes
the
out.
offensive zone corner.
And it
know what he
goes
was
right
doing.
back in.
Yeah, it's literally just dump in, chip it up the boards. Someone else pinches, chip it up the boards. Someone else pinches. Oh, in front! Great save by Dobby. Keeps us in the game. 2-on-1, got all the way across the crease. It was a slow pass, so it gave him enough room to solidly be there. But man, what a glove save! He got it right over the pad. Dobby's glove stunned him. What a great kick to his and a great pass. Both, man, that was a great play by both forwards on that play. Great footwork. Great pass.
What a great pass. That saucer pass, man.
And still a good shot too. He got it over the pad, and from in that tight, that's all you can do.
Yeah, and
Dobby just made a good play.
And I didn't mention this earlier, but it is good to see Tim Stützle back on the ice after that hack from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who was it? Who was it that it was?
I think
Foxa.
it was
It was Foxa. So it is good to see him back. Hopefully Stützle is okay.
Yeah, we got that non-penalty, but it was justice because Fox almost took the guy's finger off.
Yeah, seriously. That was actually a play that that could have been really bad. I mean, that's exactly why they started calling all of those penalties, is because there was a severe injury to Sidney Crosby several years ago.
Now, I thought Sidney Crosby did it to somebody else.
Maybe it was Sidney Crosby that did it. It was one of the two. Sidney Crosby was involved. And
oh, what a terrible pass. Who was that? Was that Lindell? Goodness. Yeah, it was Lindell. He just
our best defenseman.
Bounced it off the board straight to the opposing team. Gurionov again, can't handle the puck.
Kind of juggles it.
Peterson with a good escape. Oh, throws it. Oh! Oh, come on! You have to score.
And that's the guy that you want taking an opportunity that was right by Hintz in front of the net and just couldn't get free. So with 3:06 remaining in the third period, Senators are still up 3-2. Shots are 33-27 in favor of the Dallas Stars. And for once, the Stars are playing with some sort of urgency in their game in this third period.
Yeah, they're looking better. But Rope Hintz and Gurionov, they both just look tired all road trip long. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. Like, they have no urgency to score. Just looks dumb. We'll see when Bones pulls the goalie, probably with like 20 seconds left.
Speaking of which, Caleb actually says, pull our goalie around a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Yep.
It's more likely to be a minute and a half. Well, I hope so.
I'll say like 55 seconds.
I'd take that because we looked terrible with him pulled last time.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Rope
I think it's going to be like 150
stitches
though.
For the camera. What's going on here?
Are you talking about where the face-off is?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly it. So we got an offensive zone face-off. 3 minutes, 7 seconds remaining. And at least the Stars are making it interesting in the end.
Also, what's with this latency between? Oh my goodness, dude, Miro Heiskanen, terrible. The puck management is ridiculously bad.
Yeah, and
two guys behind the end line. Go, skate! Oh my gosh, everyone's just gliding.
Yep, they're just no.
They're
energy
tired.
left.
Yeah, they're tired. It's a back-to-back. They literally played less than 24 hours ago. Need to calm myself. Okay. Heiskanen just fans on a pass.
Yeah.
Like, literally misses the pass with nobody near him. And then falls. What is going on? $8 million.
Well, he's been good. He was overplayed a lot last night. He played about 25 minutes 28 minutes in the game last night. So
he's getting paid $8 million. He better be able to do that and score.
Jamie Ben's getting paid 9.5 and not scoring. Same thing.
Well, his contract was like 5 years ago. Heiskanen's was literally a couple months ago.
All right, we're within the 2-minute mark, 2-minute warning, and
we don't have the puck, so
still don't have the puck, so we can't pull Dobby.
Let's pray for a face-off sometime soon.
Nope.
He's coming out on this go around, I bet.
Nah, they're gonna take him out as soon as not until they get deep in the offensive zone.
Nobody pinching from the end? Oh, there he is at the very last second. That goes in, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, he flipped it like 20 feet in the air and almost went to the net. Offensive zone face-off. Let's see.
Is it time to call the timeout?
Not like it'll matter.
Not like it'll matter. All right, so with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining in the third period, the Stars have called a timeout with an offensive zone draw. Shots are 34-27. The Stars have gotten better on the shot clock over that, but again, the Stars have continued to turn over the puck. They continue to, play dump and chase hockey that does not seem to be working right now.
Yeah, more like dump and dump.
Dump and dump.
They just dump it in and then they turn around.
Yep. Play defense. That'll win games. Yeah, but you got to score goals. Okay, let's make a prediction. Let's assume that someone does tie this game. Who is it?
Pavelski.
Pavelski again. I'll say Ryan Suter. Why not?
Huh. Pinto. Oh, what a play.
Great play. Daggum.
Diving poke out of the zone.
Yep, great play by that, and it avoids the Stars setting up in the offensive zone. There's another dump play, and...
Sorry, Caleb. No way it's Ben. He's looked terrible.
They actually win the puck and get it out to the defensive zone.
Give it to Heiskanen.
40 seconds remaining. Shot.
Got
blocked. Out of the zone. Suter with the puck. Passes it off to Heiskanen. They're in their own zone.
Dump.
Dumping it in. Goes across.
Dump again. Dump again.
No.
Oh, we got it.
Suter saves it from
15
going out.
seconds left.
Heiskanen
We got
with
it.
the puck.
Solid in the zone.
Still no shots. 13.
Shot it right into the shin pad.
Shot it right in the shin pads. Nothing from the Stars.
That's it.
And that's
Out
going
of
to
the
do
zone.
it for the Stars. It seems like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dallas Stars are currently 1-2 in the brand new season. The Senators get a well-deserved win, especially with the backing of Philip Gustafsson. Great game by him. The Stars did not deserve to win this game at all in any form of aspect or anything.
The third period was better at about the 10-minute mark, but it was only halfway through the third period when we started to look good again, which is classic Stars too. Like, when it's finally time to play good, they decide to do it, but we just can't do that all game for some reason. Like, let's get ahead by 4 goals and then start playing like that. If y'all really just have to play like that at some point during the game, I don't get it.
So, final stats for this game, guys. Shots on goal, 34-27 in favor of the Stars. Face-off percentage, Stars win that category as well, 56-44. Power plays. This is where the Stars really sucked it up today. Senators go 2 for 3. Stars go 0 for 2. The hits, Stars lead 36-30 in that category. And then giveaways, which I think it should have been a lot more on both sides, but Stars lead that category in a category that you don't want to lead in 15-9. So, anyways, guys, the Stars do end up losing today. We do want to thank everybody who was able to tune into this stream. Thank you guys for spending some time with me, and then even if it was for Christian for just a little bit in the third period here. Nice one. You could do better, though. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for us today. We've actually got to go do an episode now. But now what we want to do is we want to thank Hockey Podcast Network for allowing us to do this. This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you hit like and subscribe, and you subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell. There's going to be all sorts of other hockey content going on throughout the season. And then we also want to say one more time thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring us. Make sure you use our promo code THPN just to let them know that we're the ones that sent you. And they always have special offers going on. So once again, guys, along with Chris, I'm Ryan. We're going to be signing off for this evening on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. We hope to be doing this again very, very soon. You guys have a good evening.